Hey, there it is. We're live. Welcome to the Bob and Tam Show today.
In our excellent adventures.
So, this is an optical illusion. These are actually garage doors behind us with glass, and it's reflecting.
The trees that are out here in front of us.
Yeah. So, it might look a little weird as things go on. So you can see my hand up there. Yeah, there's somebody
You can
waving
see
behind
my
us.
shadow.
Yeah. So,
Me and my shadow.
so where are we at? We are at the Sturgis Brewing Company. And if you looked at our Facebook page, I kind of told you that where we were at. So we made it here today, and we rolled into Rapid City probably around noon, 11 noon, something like that. Rolled in there, got the trailer all set up, and got to turn my
You're
phone
allowed. Hey, hard 27.99's on.
And
Dawn's here.
so hopefully you can all hear us, and it sounds good. And because we're out here on the patio, they turn the music off. First they had it on, then they had it off, and then they had it on, and then they had it off, and then they turned it off. So
well, it's barely. I think you can kind of hear it, but you shouldn't be able to hear it.
Yeah. So we were going to do it inside the bar, but it was too loud.
Run.
So made a few stops today already since we've been in Sturgis here. We went out to the Buffalo Chip, picked up a bunch of neat stuff. We actually talked to Rod a little bit. We're going to talk about the Buffalo Chip in a little bit. They have done some massive improvements. Probably
you guys will be impressed.
The biggest improvement they could have done, and it's the biggest complaint they've ever had that they fixed.
Mike says Pating.
Pating Nation, welcome. So we're going to talk a little about that. We're at the full throttle. We'll show you a little bit of video of that. Not a whole lot going on at full throttle. There's actually, I don't know, 8 people maybe sitting there at the bar, a couple people walking around. Full throttle's open year round now. You can always go to the bar and the distillery next door. They're selling the moonshine and stuff like that. That's open year round now.
So Brian, when are you guys arriving? We wanted to be there since you guys won our gift, whatever it was, or drawing. We wanted to know when you pull through. We wanted to be there when you're there. So let us know when you arrive. Steven's on. He says, I hear ya.
Good.
There's Rick Raines.
So we're sitting here at the Sturgis Brewing Company. I want to kind of say that a couple of times. A lot of people didn't know much about this. They kind of opened up a week or so before the rally last year, but they didn't have food or nothing yet. So we ate here today.
They said, because I asked him, I said, are you guys serving food? And he's like, we've always served food. I guess the girls did behind the counter. I said, well, last time we were here, you weren't quite ready to serve food yet. And he's like, oh, yeah, August 31st, we started serving food. So that was a couple weeks after Sturgis.
Yeah. So they got the food and stuff here. It's really neat here because you're kind of away from everything. You know, you got the highway up here on this side. So this is actually where if you're down here on Junction where the Sturgis sign is, when you take a picture at, you just turn right there and go all the way down to the street, and it's on the right-hand side, right behind the car wash. Looking at the car wash.
And across the street from the Mission at the Cross, there's that big giant cross. It's almost like catty corner from here.
Yep. So come down here. It's a brewing company. They're making their own beer and stuff. This is part of the Knuckle. Same owners that opened this up, and it's pretty neat. There was always talk that it was Michael Ballard was building
it. That's what everybody always told us.
But when we ended up talking to Brian here, one of the owners, he's like, no, we owned it the whole time. We just had issues just getting it built and all that kind of stuff.
Indiana.
You know, they had to deal a little bit with that COVID and all that stuff was going on.
Saturday afternoon. All right.
What's on Saturday?
That's when he's arriving. So Saturday afternoon, that's
this Saturday or next Saturday?
No.
Next Saturday, I guess.
No. When he comes for the rally. Are you coming to pre-rally?
No, that'd be tomorrow, or it'd be this Saturday.
No.
Probably they're coming on the 6th.
Yeah, so you're coming the 6th then? Saturday the 6th in the afternoon. Brian arrives. Let me write that in my calendar.
Yeah. So anybody that won something, we just kind of want to be there to show people, other subscribers, that actually things were given away and people actually won it. So we gave away tickets to the Buffalo Chip. He upgraded and got a camping site. And
I think he got the VIP pass for the tickets too. Yeah. So he upgraded
and also the Buffalo Chip for RV and is completely sold out for ones with hookups. They still are doing dry camping. Something we found out today was if you had tents, let's say a bunch of tents, let's say a bunch of your buddies are coming, you could go into go across the road behind the stage back there in the dry section, and you have an area that's roped off, painted off really, and you can put as many tents as you want in there, and it's a $250 charge, $250 for that whole area. Now everybody still has to get a wristband, so you still got that money you have to spend. but it's a way you could get all your friends or buddies or girlfriends or whatever you got going on all in one spot. So kind of neat. Or if you had a trailer, you're bringing it out, you could put as many tents on there that you want, you know, or if you got enough room to put 2 trailers back to back. You know, I don't know how much room's there. I didn't ask how big the spots were.
I know that the other spots are 30 by 50, I think. They're 50 long and 30
I don't know
wide.
if those over there are the same.
I don't know.
But what else we found out is they're going to have a gun shoot there. It's very similar to the one we used to have out in Norco, California. It's where these manufacturers come in with different types of guns. There's supposed to be, I think he said there's 5 or 7 of them that's not even on the market yet. And what you do is you buy the shell and you get to shoot it through the gun at targets and stuff like that. So it's pretty neat. I've shot a bunch of stuff that I've never would have owned. Big caliber guns. I don't know if they'll have it here. There they had the Gatling gun. I really wanted to shoot that thing, but for $300 you got to do a half a turn, and for like $500 you could do a full turn. And it's like, no, I want to.
Can't really do
So
that.
yeah, I would go broke.
Some big bucks, yes.
And so we just didn't want to do that. So, but I think it's going to be neat. But it's only going to be the first pre-weekend. It's going to be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So it's opening weekend. Next weekend. No, not next weekend. It's the 1st of August, right?
What is?
Pre-rally starts.
You can read
I think
that
it's
one.
the 1st. I think it's the 1st that starts. Hey guys, can't believe you rushed out of New Hampshire for Sturgis. Best riding and weather. There you go.
No, it's the 2nd because we have to leave the chip by the 2nd.
I think we gotta leave the 4th.
Anyway.
That's pre-rally. Pre-rally starts, I think, on the 1st and goes to the 5th. And,
the 1st is Monday, the 2nd is Tuesday.
Yeah. So typically, like at the dealership, the Harley dealer, their pre-rally starts Saturday the week before. So that is, what's the Saturday before?
The Saturday before is July 30th.
Yeah. So July 30th is when they will open up, and I think that's when the Buffalo Chip starts too on that Saturday too.
That's
But
George.
we'll have to double check it and get everything. We're gonna have more information from them. Kind of just stopped in there and did a quick chat with them this afternoon. And after the 4th, we're going to go in there and we're going to have a sit down with Rod and give him some ideas that we'd like to do and things like that. Kind of gave us some stuff a head start. But he said, yeah, come back and explain it all proper like you wanted to do it. And so it's pretty neat. And but
the weather's nice.
Yes, if you all seen the other day, now when we came in, we were in Mitchell last night. And also over at Sioux Falls.
Mm-hmm.
Last night in Mitchell, it was, when we got there, it was 104 degrees with 50-mile-an-hour winds. So, you know, we went to the Corn Palace and looked at it.
When we went to bed last night,
we couldn't even talk about anything out in front of it. It was blowing so hard, it was ridiculous. It'd almost take your door off or cut your leg off, either way, when the wind was blowing so hard. So, yeah, we have really high winds. Over here in Sturgis, it never got that hot. It was up in the high 80s. Today was in the 70s, high 70s. We might have hit.
Really 80. Nice. I got my jacket because we're in the shade, so when the wind started blowing, it was kind of chilly. But yeah, the weather's great. So Emery says save time for him at the rally. He's going to buy us lunch or dinner, and we will sit with you this time. We didn't realize you were bringing other people. We didn't have a big enough table last time, but it'll.
So we got some new stuff today, and we'll talk about that another time. It's too much junk to show you all the stuff that we got.
On the 6th, okay.
So that's kind of what we did today. We haven't really done a whole lot because, like I said, we had to get all set up over there, get it all set up.
TPs, cabins, and tents are still available.
Had more trouble with the bike. So I'll tell you what happened to this bike. Maybe I'll show a video on it. I've got the CBO and the Tour, the Limited, and it's got the locking bags. Well, we take off the bags every time we put it in and out of the trailer just to avoid any chance of scratching them.
A lot.
So when I was plugging back in today, we covered it all up, locked it all up. So we're not on the bike; we're in the truck right now. And the bike wouldn't lock. Both of them wouldn't lock at first.
The bags would.
Side bags. So I opened up the other one, and I could see the lock going on. I pushed it back down, and it locked down. So I'm like, okay. So she's on the other side, and it's like, it's not locking, it's not locking. And I said, well, hold it open. Let me see if the lock's locking, and it's not. So we pulled the wire off, and I can't see anything. So then I pulled the bag off the rest of the way, and the wire came out of the connector. So we took it over here to Speeds, to their regular shop over here in Rapid City.
Jason
and Cowboy, and they're gonna fix it up for me, but I gotta go pick it up tomorrow before noon because they're closing early for the 4th of July. So they're gonna get that all fixed up, and we got a great video coming up. We're gonna do a live, maybe not a live, but maybe a video from him. He's doing a 128 engine build, and we're going to show you. I guess that's kind of like a stage 4, and so we're going to show you all that when they. Well, we're going to show you the parts. Then? We're going to show you the parts. The job's not going to come in for a couple of weeks because the guy's actually in North Carolina, North Dakota, and then he's got to make appointments. So hopefully they'll get it in the shop before we leave, and we can show you the numbers. This thing should pull somewhere around 130 horsepower when they get done. So we're going to show you Super Chat.
Nope. Mary B. Thank you, Mary B.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And it's Marv. Sorry. I need to put my glasses on.
Yes. And so that's going to be a really neat one. We're going to actually went over there and I told him I was going to talk to Jamie and we were going to start doing, explain to you guys all the different types of builds and stuff and what kind of parts go in it and stuff like that versus what Harley tells you. And he said, hey, I got this 128. We're going to get ready to build. And I got all the parts for that. The only thing he's missing is the fuel injection kit. And that's being shipped Monday or tomorrow, and so he figures he's going to get it by Wednesday. He should have it here. So probably we're going to get a hold of him Wednesday night or Thursday and figure out what day we're going to film it. So that'll be a really neat video for you guys to look at for building the bike and what its specs come out at and all that kind of neat stuff. So did that today too. So
Marby said that's for taking us along on our review. So
appreciate that.
Yep.
And we did go
Mindy.
Yep. So we did make it over to Dakota Digital. And that was great. I wished I could have filmed their assembly. You wouldn't. The whole thing, everything, is made right there in house. The only thing they ship out is I think they have the chrome rings made and stuff, or chrome plated, the rings that they make, and they have to send them out of the country all the way to Wisconsin. We talked about it the other day live. Somebody said they thought that was part of Canada, but Wisconsin, that's the only thing that they ship out. And then we also went over to Clockworks. Now they don't make the stuff here. They make their stuff. I think they said Minnesota is where their factories are at. But it's kind of interesting. They kind of told us a little bit of story. We had Brian started it out, but he's really busy. He's the owner, and he's got a new. I don't know if he's a sales manager or what he is. Pretty informational gentleman that knew quite a bit about the business and stuff like that. And he kind of took us a tour. I'm probably gonna have to edit it down because I think we were end up being there about 3 hours, and we talked about all the bikes that they have.
All the bikes built.
And
I guess he's a hamster. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
So if you don't know what a hamster is,
yeah,
it's a bike builder.
Yeah.
You have an elite class.
Yeah.
You have to earn that title, I guess, is what they call it.
Yeah, they had a big party last year when on one of our videos over at the Iron Horse. They when they had the Clydesdale there. They usually see them. They usually have yellow,
bright yellow shirts on.
We seen all last year. They were all yellow shirts.
They're always all yellow.
Okay. So if you see the yellow shirts, that's the hamsters.
Okay, Michael. We'll see you on
if you go at any of the builder breakfast, like there's going to have the builder breakfast out here, there's usually a handful of them there at the builder breakfast, which would be kind of neat. So we'll be giving you a lot of good information about things coming up. We're going to probably give you a lot more information about, we're trying to meet with the city now. Hopefully next week we'll get to sit down with the city and find out what the heck's going over there. We kind of heard a little bit today from Rod. Some company tried to approach him and he adiosed them. And so he said it could be this company, but it's like he don't know why it would be seclusive. Well, he's actually was kind of excited about it because he figured if we can't get anything out of the city, we'd spend more time with him giving out more information about the chip. So, which would be true. And so we got a lot of things and planned, and we'll have more things planned. We'll start talking a little bit more about the chip, telling you things that are going on. We've got a lot of events coming up this year. Some things that are going to be going on here before the rally starts is we have the 3-wheel rally. It starts on what day? The 8th?
No, the 10th. Yeah.
So July 10th on Sunday is the 3-wheel rally that goes on in Deadwood. If you're out here early, Dan Kite's going to be there. Also, Amsoil Adam. Mm-hmm. So, hey, if you've got your Harley or whatever you want done, you can bring it over there and get it done before the rush, before anybody else gets here. Because during the middle of the day, the 3-wheel people, they're all gone.
They're gone, right.
And so they're just sitting around doing nothing. Sunday, usually Sunday's pretty busy. You get a lot of local people that'll come in with regular bikes and have stuff done while they're there. And Adam's got oil change equipment stuff now for the 3-wheel stuff, the Can-Ams and all that kind of stuff. He's got stuff for that now to do those. That seems to be more of what's over there. We're going to film one day. We'll probably film Sunday there. We may go over and talk to her about just giving you a preview of what they got planned. But I mean, I looked on the internet. It's kind of similar to stuff that they did last year. But we're not going to spend the whole time there. We've also got Revzilla is coming to town, and that's going to be at the Buffalo Chip. And the dates for that one is that's an adventure bike rally.
Yeah. Well,
this is their 2nd annual event.
So I think it's 14th. I think it starts on the 14th.
Yeah, it starts on Thursday.
Yep, the 14th.
So it's
14th, 15th, 16th, and it ends on the 17th.
So there, whatever you pay, if you go to this thing for the whole 3 days, you get to stay camp and everything, bring your tent and all that stuff. You get to stay right there and do it all. People are fans and all kinds of stuff. It's not a bad deal if you guys want to see, it's kind of the preview of the chip. You're bouncing the counter here.
Well, I'm trying to I turned it off.
What do you got on?
I want to see Facebook because I can't see the name.
Oh. Well, you need, if you're on Facebook, you need to hit where it says StreamYard, and that'll give permission to StreamYard to use your name on our channel during the lives. If not, she's got to look it up, and she just closed it again. So
I don't know. It won't come up. So hello, whoever you are. They said they met Mundo last year at Bike Filters Breakfast.
Yeah. So it's kind of neat. So that's there's some really exciting things going to be happening this year in Sturgis.
We're in Rapid City right now. We're not at Kathmandu yet.
No. So yeah, Kathmandu's closed. Kathmandu will not open till actually they don't really open to official rally day. They don't open pre-rally. We can stay there if we want. We're trying to get into. Our plan is to do the Buffalo Chip from the 29th to the 4th. She thinks we're gonna be out on the 2nd, but it's not. If that's the case, I'd be just going to Kathmandu and be done with it.
Well,
But
that's what he said when I talked to him on the phone. He says, "Are you going to be gone? Because your spot's printed on the 2nd that I'm going to put you in."
He told me the 4th, so I'm not going to argue with you. Because if that's the time, we won't be out there at all.
Right.
We'll be staying on their property.
Yep. Yeah, they wanted to know if any campgrounds let you have campfires.
I would probably say no. We'll call around and check around. Really, right now, there's only a handful that's open. Kickstands is open, Days End is open, Sturgis RV Park, they're open. Chris's is probably open out in Spearfish. Other than that, that's probably the only things that's open right now. Oh, Susie's is not Susie's, but what's that other one we stayed at before?
No Name.
No Name. They're probably open now. I think they stay open a lot of
around
the summertime weather. So
and so does the Sturgis one.
Yeah, Sturgis RV. So those ones I know are open. We'll check with a couple of them. Maybe tomorrow we'll call a couple places up and check and let you know. Maybe we'll say it on Sunday because Sunday is going to be the day that we're going to do information. If you got questions or concerns, you can email them to us. Click the email up. So if you've got a question that you want to ask about a particular place, you can come on to our email, send us an email and say, hey, I want to know this about Pappy Hoyle. And we'll get you that information. Just don't wait till Sunday at 5 minutes till the starting time. But we're also going to have a few people on in the chat that can answer some of your questions. One, we're going to have Tony, which was the expert from Glencoe, been out there for about 10 to 12 years. Neil's going to be on here. He's going to answer some questions too. And Mike's going to be on here. And if any of you other ones have been out here a lot of times, you're more than happy to help.
Jump on the bandwagon and help
answer questions in the feed. We're not really looking to put anybody on at this time. We might, I don't know. We don't even know where we're going to film it yet. Was thinking about coming back here, but I don't know. Probably Sunday will be pretty busy here. So we might have to find another location to go live from on Sunday. Maybe we'll go out to Buffalo Chip and sit out there. I don't know. We'll see what we do.
Yeah, always busy. So somebody wanted to know about Roadkill Ron. Says he had AT&T last year. It was good. This year he's got T-Mobile at Glencoe. Does anybody know?
Well, what happened last year for us? Now, right now, T-Mobile is kind of sucking right now in here. We're not, our T-Mobile...
It wasn't bad. It was like 65 down.
But see,
and for us, it's bad because it's only like 4 up.
So last year, what normally happens is the full throttle, they get AT&T to come in and put towers out there in their lot. So usually you get, that's the only one that kind of works.
They said you don't need to call for service at Glencoe. All the service you want is right there.
Yeah, maybe not quite the kind of service you want.
Greg's in the house from Michigan. He's laughing.
So like I say, we're in town now. So we're over here by the highway, and I'll show you our speed that we have on our T-Mobile. Right now, it's not too awful bad. But last year,
West Virginia, another state we
What
didn't
did we
get to.
start out with? Did we start out with Verizon and then we switched to T-Mobile at the end? They got it up real high. It was kind of really weird. Okay, so here's what you're looking at with T-Mobile. If you're watching videos, that's the number that you see right now, which is 69.9. There you go. And the upload is like what we need to send a video up, which is, I'm not using this because it's the lowest one. It's actually 5.65. So if you wanted to watch videos or send emails or anything like that, the speed like you have right here is really good. You could watch TV, anything. But as people start coming in, that's when things are going to change.
Ken's out here. Ken Cope is from Sturgis, South Dakota.
Right now, AT&T
We're here. Come on down to the Brewing
is
company.
my strongest. Then it was Verizon, and then T-Mobile was the lowest number.
The weakest link.
And typically nationwide, that's true. But right now, our Verizon has sucked most of the year, especially on the East Coast, up around from Myrtle Beach up. T-Mobile was our leader. We actually maxed it out. I got 100 gigs on it. We maxed it out. I had to put it away.
Yeah, couldn't use it. It was down to like two.
We went down to 3G, which was useless. And so yeah. So typically, yes, you should be all right. Now with T-Mobile, we've never had trouble texting or making phone calls with our T-Mobile out here. But for internet, yes, it's been pretty weak. So hopefully that answers your question.
There's a bunch of different fireworks going on because fireworks are my favorite thing. So 4th of July is my favorite holiday. And they're having something going on the 1st, the 2nd, the 3rd. The 4th, it's supposed to rain out here. But I haven't heard.
I heard on the way in, they said it's not going to rain here.
Oh, that's good.
They might have been on that side of the state.
Yeah, maybe.
Deadwood's got a bunch of stuff going on. On the 3rd, they got some big name acts coming in. The cost for those tickets. They have events all day. On the 4th of July, they got, I guess, local bands or something. Free all day long out of Deadwood. So they've got pretty much stuff going on out there at Deadwood. They got a parade going on. I think it's going to be like 2 or 3 o'clock. I heard on the radio. So got a lot of stuff. I don't know what Sturgis is doing. Maybe we'll stop by the chamber.
I got something that said that they were having.
And see what they have to say. But there's not going to be any fireworks out at the Mount Rushmore because the Indians complain. It's got nothing to do with fire hazard. It's the Indians complain. They complained last year when the governor wanted to do it, and they argued that it erupts the natives.
Their juju.
Yeah, whatever it does. I don't know.
Greg says he has Straight Talk and it works good. I guess out at Glencoe. So I don't know who's their main provider because usually, even though it says Straight Talk or it says whatever, there's a major provider.
It's just like Visible. We have our Verizon phone is Visible.
Yeah.
But it's Verizon, so you're using their
Morgan's
network.
in the house.
And so it's just normally when you're a little closer to town here, like Glencoe's not so far out. When you start getting out to the Buffalo Chip or Full Throttle, Full Throttle ain't got nothing. Now we had a little bit of service today when we were out there, but once you bring in a couple hundred people, a couple thousand people, then that's when you start to drops. So sometimes like us, last year, beginning of the rally, we were using one service, which I don't remember which one we were using. And then halfway through the rally, it dropped completely off. And it's like, holy crap, I got no internet at all. And I have to go back to the T-Mobile. I'm like, holy crap, T-Mobile's up now. I don't know what they did. If they switched a couple towers, I don't know what they did. So, yes, we've sat, not here, but I mean, we've sat at libraries before, uploading.
Not now. Rod's on again. Whoops, how come it's not clicking? There it goes.
So Sunday's going to be the big video. If you guys want to come on, if you have any friends or anybody that wants to know, or spread the word, share that, go on our Facebook page, share it, or just send emails out to people with a link to us and say, hey, Sunday they're going to be answering questions. If you've got any questions, especially a lot of newbies coming this year. A lot of them I've been seeing on Facebook. So this will be a big year for newbies. Talking to Rod today, he agreed with me that this is going to be a smaller rally than normal. I'm going to compare this one probably to the 74th, and he kind of said I probably agree with you. So this would be, if you've never been to Sturgis, this would actually probably be one of the great years to come, because if it's not so crowded, it's easy to get your food, it's easier to drive around, the traffic's not so bad. Yes, Needles Highway and Iron Mountain at 12 noon, you're going to be sitting there. Don't go out at 12 noon on Saturday or Sunday, and right during the week. But we'll talk about all the rides and stuff. We're going to be filming those soon. Maybe next week we might do a couple of them next week. I don't know.
We need to do it as long as the weather's nice. Yeah. Because last time we waited, and I think we started getting into some rainy weather before the. Yeah. So we're going to do it sooner than later.
Which is why we're over in Rapid City. We're kind of try to get all that stuff done. one of our friends that has a RV YouTube channel, he was over at Custer in the middle of the day, and the herd was all out there, and he got some really good pictures and stuff like that of it. So kind of neat. So, which we always try to do the early morning, because that's usually when you see the herd moving, which I like to see. I like to see it moving more. Maybe that's why we've never had any real issues with them, because they're always on the move. They're not just standing around.
Moving around.
Yeah, they're not.
So Mark says he wants to do a quick poll, everybody that's on, who's going to Sturgis.
There you go. So everybody put yes or no.
Oh, there's Mitch and Diane from Cave Creek, Arizona. What are you guys doing over there? I thought you guys were in Texas.
Maybe they're already heading this way.
Are you heading up this way? Yeah, they got here early last year too, I think. Bike rentals, checked recently in South Dakota. They had 5 fees made up an environmental fee.
Now, I put one on Facebook today. Actually, Wyatt's Lemonade, his dad found one that the airport now, Eagle Rider is going to be renting bikes out of
oh my gosh,
the Rapid City Airport. You could pick the bike up right there. So I don't know how many they got, but
you're not going to get to talk to Sonny Bagger from the Chase.
Why did he die?
81. I don't know when he died. So when did he die, Ken? Ken's out here. He lives out here.
I'll have to find me a replacement guy.
And so Highway Hillian, who's out here also, he's the one that's out at Bear Butte. Wanted to know where we were going to be for the 4th of July. Okay, so here, let me make a tally. So Har's going, so there's one. BK's going. Oops, I guess I should put it on the same line.
So yes and no. No, you're not coming to Sturgis for the rally, or yes, you are coming to Sturgis. Doesn't matter if it's before or after. How's it going?
Yes. We're going to do a video on that. I've got it all documented, and then we got some information because we used our
Well, we used our trucker card.
Yeah, whatever that is. It's 3 initials. And so we're going to let everybody know how much it would have cost and how much it finally actually costs. Because I think one time we used my gas buddy, but all the rest of the time we used his card.
And we saved pretty good. It actually got down here to 506 or 504 a gallon for unleaded we paid. South Dakota, once you get into Sturgis here, it is a little higher. We took a picture of the gas in town here. Let me look and see what it was.
I think
it's 4 or something for unleaded. I didn't check the ethanol free.
Mike's going.
Pictures.
James is going. Whoops. Right with my
there we go.
lipstick.
So at the Conoco station right down the street here, they're asking $4.89 for just regular unleaded.
Are you coming to Sturgis?
Their diesel is $5.47, which actually isn't a bad price because over in Rapid City it's $5.59 for diesel over there. So it's actually cheaper here for diesel, which is shocking. So I mean, who knows what the price is going to go up before rally time. Some of these places raise their prices. So we'll be giving you information about that too. I didn't ask them in here if they're going to raise the prices for their food.
We had to see George last year.
But here they got a lot of variety of food. We should go get a menu. And we'll see, let you know some of the stuff that they have.
You have to go in and get it. You can't.
They've got, they got pizza. Well, we'll wait for the menu and show you. They got quite a bit of stuff here. I guess you could kind of say it's bar food. She had chicken fingers you had, didn't you?
Yeah, chicken strips and tater tots. They got tater tots here.
And I had a French dip roast beef sandwich and with fries. And it all came out hot, but I mean, it wasn't that busy when we got here. It was about 4 o'clock, 4:30 when we came. Because we're an hour different.
Are you the one that was asking about a bike rental, Clinton? He says he's coming if he can find a bike.
Okay, there's several different places. One, you can call down to Daytona and call Midwest Motorcycle Rental. And they're going to be here. Eagle Rider is also at 2 places now that we know. One, they're going to be out at the airport in Rapid City if you're flying in.
They're going to be there?
The article said that. Devin put it in, Wyatt's dad.
Oh, okay.
So I just put it on our link. And then today, while we were out at Pappy Hoyle's, they were over there setting up the booth over there to pick them up at the Full Throttle. So those are 2 places that we know Eagle Rider is renting their bikes. The third one is Midwest Motorcycles, which that's Heavy Ed. I like it. If I was going to rent a bike, I'd rent it from Heavy Ed. He might not have all those stupid fees on his. Are you going to come
out here? Rodden said he might come out, but post-rally.
That'd be cool. So
I don't know how long we're staying though.
Those are 3 places. The Harley dealer does
not. Who else rents them?
Indian dealer does rent bikes. I don't know how many they got left, but they do rent bikes too. Forgot about that.
Blakey.
So We also told you that our ride was going to leave from on Wednesday from where Boss Hog is at, Boss Hoss. They're not going to be there. Doesn't look like anybody's going to be on that lot. So we don't know what's going on over there. So we're not going to be able to tell
have
you.
To go over there and see. When we go to Dairy Queen tonight afterwards to go get an ice cream,
nobody's
then
there.
we can see if they built something. You said maybe they built something.
What we're going to do is we're going to hopefully meet with the city next week. If they don't want to talk on camera, that's fine. But we want to get a list of all the vendors and where they're all at. And then we can then figure out where, if worst comes to worst, maybe we'll just meet all out there at Spearfish like we did last year out there behind Perkins. And meet out there. That was an easy place to get to. Yeah. That's kind of on the way to going out to Hewlett, so that'll be all right.
It was in the hundreds when we were on the other side of the state. He says it's so crazy that it can be in the 90s and then below.
I think it's because it's higher here. We're higher elevation than when we were over there. Because gas mileage, I have done since I left New Hampshire. We've been averaging close to 10, if not more than 10 miles to the gallon.
Full in the trailer.
Yeah. Since we've been in South Dakota,
as soon as we hit South Dakota,
we dropped into the 8s, and today I dropped into the 7s getting here. The freaking wind is just nuts right now. Today wasn't as bad as it was yesterday. We had 20 to 30 mile an hour winds. We did some video today, and we'll put that up before you guys leave. There is some construction if you're coming from the east coming west. It drops down to one lane in several places. I'm going to tell you right now, if you're coming through South Dakota, do it first thing in the morning. Get your butts up and be on the road by 7 o'clock. There was nobody out here on this road at 7 o'clock. We were like, I've never been on a major highway like this and not see anybody. And we just did 65 because it's 80 miles an hour here. So we were doing 65, 70 most of the way out here. And probably for the first 3 hours, nobody passed us. Trucks, nothing. And then, so when we went through all that construction area, speed limit dropped down to 65. It didn't drop down to like 20 or 30. Actually, I didn't see anybody working. What they're doing is they're tearing the whole other side of the highway. They're completely redoing it.
So it's only one lane going each way, and you're like right next to each other. And I hate that on a highway because everybody's. And
so actually, there's nobody out there working, but they also passed that law here that during the bike week, the official bike week, you can't be doing construction to start with unless it's an emergency. So other than that, but we didn't have any trouble slowing, other than dropping down to 65. Had no trouble slowing down or anything else to get here. But that's my word of advice. If you're coming from the east, coming west, and you're taking the 90, get on it and get on that road by 7 in the morning, if not earlier. It's 5 something here. The sun's up, so you could be out here and
you can definitely. Because I told him this. I said we moved out to California in the wintertime or in the summertime. I remember staying out till like 9:30, 10 o'clock before it was dark. And we went someplace yesterday, and then by the time we ate and did this and did that, and we were coming home, and it was like it was 9, almost 9:30, and the sun was setting. He's like, I can't believe it's that late, and the sun's still up. But I said it was like that when we were little. But out in California, like 7 o'clock is the latest. I don't know, but it's
even in Arizona it doesn't stay up that late.
I know, but I don't know.
In Arizona, we get the sun comes up like at 4 in the morning. We don't switch time.
But then when we don't change times in the winter, it's dark until like 8 o'clock in the morning. It's crazy.
She used to sleep till 10.
A few times.
Keep telling us if you're coming or not. Yes or no. She's writing the numbers down.
No, Trixie's made it. I haven't seen her in a while. She said she finally saw us on. Thanks for the
we're trying to give it a little bit of a head start.
Okay, thanks.
Hopefully Sunday we'll have a good crowd.
Chuck? Is that Chuck?
This is kind of an unpredicted live that we wanted to do tonight, mainly just to let you all know we made it. We finally got here. We're settling in, and people are all like, what are you doing? We've got a lot of stuff to do. Just like I said, we got to get over the buffalo chip. We probably sat over there a couple hours today and just chit-chatted with them all, and everybody was glad to see us.
Got all of his packages.
Yeah, and which is great. We're finally getting to where we come to these places. They know who we are when we walk through the front door. And it's even when I went over to Speeds, because we don't do a lot with the shop. I do more with Jamie on the truck. So we've only been over to the shop a handful of times. But as soon as I walked up the driveway, Cowboy seen me, which is the main mechanic. And, hey, Bob, how's it going? And then Jason come out and, hey, how's it going? And so, yeah.
I stayed in the truck and even came out to the truck to see me.
Yeah. So it's kind of neat. Also with Rod and stuff, it's because there's some other YouTubers doing some stuff at the Buffalo Chip during the rally. And I kind of said something about it, and he's kind of looking at me, and he looked at Chris. Chris is his assistant. And she's like, that's this day. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know about that day.
I think that was even Maryland, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, maybe it was Marilyn. Marilyn's the one that does all the bike shows and all that kind of neat stuff. She's the one that does the builder breakfast, and she talks about off and on our camera. She knows a lot of people in the industry. She helps us out a lot. She's one of our great people that give us this information, which it is. We have got a bunch of them. And some of you guys have done it. You know, you've gotten Ryder X isn't on yet.
Yes, he's on there.
He got us to the Washington run. You know, even you guys can help us out when we, you know.
Well, there's been quite a few people who says, go check out this or go see this, and a lot of you guys have done that for us, and so we really appreciate that because, Ray says, well, thanks for bringing us all the information, but a lot of the information we get either comes from you guys or somebody you told us to go to, and then they tell us somebody to go to. So, I mean,
I get some work on my truck. I talked to somebody else today. They gave me a guy's name, and I gotta go talk to him tomorrow. I'm getting some work done.
It's written on his hand. He didn't get a girl's name. That's
Craig. Because I can't remember names.
And I wasn't in there with him, so he said, "I'll write that down." They wanted to rent a bike, and they're all saying it's gonna. He says, "I don't want to buy a bike. I just want to rent one."
I would say it's which it is. We used to. This is a long time ago. This is probably 25 years ago. We came to California. That's when we rented our first Harley ever. And I rode a couple Harleys before that, but never a big bike, a touring bike. And we got one of these deals. You can get the whole weekend, pick it up on Friday, bring it back on Sunday for $99 and no mileage. And we had a bunch of those coupons. I don't know where I got them. And I used those all up. And then Harley jumped to like $199 a day. And they gave you like 50 miles or something, or 100 miles. And I was like, screw that. Well, then I found an independent guy that just rented all kinds of bikes, Kawasaki's and Hondas and all kinds. And so we used to rent from him. He was like that. He was like $30 a day. And you might go on to social media and put something out there for find the Sturgis page. One that's just on people that live here in Sturgis. Maybe somebody will rent you a bike.
Yeah. You know, so a lot of guys have 2-3 bikes. Maybe they'll have one.
Because we've had that too when we've said, hey, we don't have a bike, you know, and my bike was going to be down in New Hampshire. But we actually had 2 or 3 people said, hey, I've got an extra bike. If you need one, I'll loan you my bike. So, you know, that's kind of neat that people would be willing to do that.
Yeah.
And I always do like that. If you get somebody like that, you just want to make sure your insurance covers you on that bike. To where if you damage the bike or have a wreck on it, that your insurance is going to pick it up, not his insurance or their insurance.
Sounds good, Tom.
So, but you might find that here. I don't know. I mean, there's probably a bunch of guys out here who's got a crap load of bikes that just sit around. Or maybe somebody bringing a bike that you might even check like that. Where was that guy today? There's a guy today that I seen on Facebook that has 2 spots in his trailer that he wanted to rent out. To where sometimes like that, if you can find somebody like that. Normally they charge about $600. I think it's like $1,000 now to ship your bike both ways here. Where you might find some guy like that haul it for a couple $100 each way if he ain't got, just to help pay his gas. So I don't know. Might be a thought. I mean, we're getting down to the deadline now, though.
Yeah. The time he says we're right on the edge of the time zone change. Yeah, because when we were in Mitchell, that's still Central Time, and now we're in Mountain Time. Yeah. So yeah, we are right on the edge. So that's probably what makes the sun stay up longer too. I lost where I'm at. Where am I? You
might also check. Now, I'm not saying if you're a Harley guy or an Indian guy, you might check with there's a Honda dealer out here in Rapid City. There's also a Yamaha and Kawasaki that I don't know if they rent bikes or not. I don't know if we asked them last year or not, but they're also in Rapid City. So you might look at
other different types of bikes. Doesn't have to be a Harley.
Come out here and just ride a bike around. Who cares what the hell you're riding? The idea is to come out here and have a bike instead of driving your freaking car around.
Huh. Howie Hillian said he was at Speeds this afternoon too. He must have just missed us. We were probably there about 12:30, 1 o'clock. About that.
Yep.
So.
They were.
Word of mouth is worth a million. That's for sure. That's done. What a great. Oh, somebody asked where we're at just a few minutes ago. I guess Nicole did.
Oh, so
we're at the Brewing Company.
In Sturgis. It's the Sturgis Brewing Company, and it's all the way down here on Junction, where the sign you can take your picture in front of. There's 2 signs in town, one down on LaSalle, one on Junction here. You turn right there, and if you look down, there's a little car wash down there. Actually, a brand new one they just built. And on the other side of that is this new brewery, which is part of the Knuckle. And they're making their own beers and stuff, and they're eventually going.
Last year.
Yeah, we got him on this channel. Young guy. And they're looking to eventually maybe sell it in every state. Right now, I think they were last year they had 4 or 5 states they were doing. So we'll have to check with them later on.
So Jerry Turner, we need to talk to you. He says his first time to go to Sturgis was in '62, and he just turned 82 today. Happy birthday today.
Are you coming back to Sturgis?
And he says, still love going to Sturgis, South Dakota.
Are you
coming
this
for
year?
The rally? So old JT, remember who that was?
Yeah.
That was our principal, Jerry Turner. But we used to call him JT. So let us know, Jerry, if you're coming out here.
Because we're supposed to be meeting with, well, we got to call her.
Email us.
Girl from Zero, her future father-in-law is, he's actually the guy that started Drag Specialty and was one of the main people in karaoke when they were big. And he's been coming to Sturgis here like for every year for the last 50 years. And I'm hoping to go on camera. He actually was on our channel for a while. And I don't know if he ever came on a live, but I haven't seen him in a while now, but I don't remember what his name is. But I talked to her and she ended up saying, yeah, that was him. And a really interesting guy, had a lot of good knowledge of what used to be and things like that. And we did a little video today, went down to the park where the rally used to be at. And we did a little video for those morons that say, it's not like it used to be. Well, you can make it just like it, but you just can't do it at the park. But you can do it just like it used to be.
Tell us how you really feel, Rod.
You don't have to go to the concerts. You don't have to go to the vendors. You don't have to go to a fancy bar like this. You can sit around your campfire and drink cans of beer and talk to your buddies and ride around and go home. And you experience your Sturgis Rally old school ride.
Nobi is part of a private rental group. Yami Nobi, N-O-O-B. So there you go. Check that out. I don't know if that's on Facebook. Maybe, I don't know. Yami Nobi.
Hang on, leave it up there a minute. Let me Google it up here and see what it says.
So I heard, Ken, that Alpine was really good. We went there, but they must not have had. They only have steaks at night because it was a German restaurant. He doesn't really do German, so we just had a sandwich there. But we did go to the Alpine. That's in Hill City, I think, isn't it? What does it say it is? I don't know. Okay, you got it there.
Win this motorcycle.
I mean, win one. Everybody's raising prices to make up for the COVID loss. I don't know. Possibly.
Well,
hey, JJ.
Sturgis is always, it's like at the people when people say, "Oh, these motorcycle rallies cost so much money," and I said, "Have you ever been to Disneyland or go to Florida, down to Miami, or just Daytona for a beach weekend, or even like where we're from, Silver Dollar City or Branson or a Six Flags or any major tourist attraction? You pay more than it's really worth."
SeaWorld and all that stuff. Gardens.
It's all a tourist trap.
Black Hill Power Sports. So do they rent them, Paul, there? That's the one we were talking about. Mike says, go grab a bike, do a demo ride, and extend it. There you go.
Well, Harley's that way. At the demo truck, you can come out and ride them. And when I talked to them, the very first year we rode them they were at the dealership that we were here. And we had never gone on one where they didn't escort you. And they're telling us the route. I think we took a trikes out the first time we'd ever rode a trike. And the guy goes, "Go up here, you follow the signs." I said, "Well, what happens if we miss the sign?" He says, "Well, as long as you're back here before 5, we won't come looking for you." And I'm like, "Okay." Well, we followed the path.
He said we just missed him. He was there about 2 at Speeds.
Could you please, have you been to Speeds before?
Oh, he's coming this year, Jerry. Okay, so
we need to find you.
Email us some information and we'll text you our phone number back. We'd like to sit down and talk to you. All the changes you've seen and how it was back in the day. That would be awesome.
Pictures would be great. Bring them along.
Bring your pictures. If you got, I don't know. Back in the day, you didn't really take pictures because you didn't always have a camera. It's always like, darn, I forgot my camera.
We went out and bought those throwaway ones.
Yeah. I heard that too. Mercy Show said, "Rest in peace, Sonny Barger." Yeah. Coach Carrie. And you guys are early. I know. We got lots to do. We got lots of work to do.
Yeah. And people always say that they just can't figure out why we're here so early. But
asking for gas prices again.
We're different from everybody else because we're giving you on information and things like that. We're just not here to film the girls and the bikes riding up and down the street all day and maybe a few other little things. We're here to try to give you some real information to help you with the rally if you come here this year. And that's one of the things we love Sturgis because of that. Sturgis has been so open to us to give us this information, just like Rod over here at the Buffalo Chip. Here's a guy that's been in business for 41 years now and doing this all by himself. And when we come in there, he's the nicest guy in the world to us. And he's like, "Yeah, whatever you want. Yeah, whatever you want. Yeah, that sounds good. Okay, yeah." And it's like, and just like Shelly Rossmeyer down at Destination Daytona, she was the same way. Whatever you guys need, I'm here to help you. And I'm like, "Oh crap, you own this big giant dealership. You got multi-million-dollar, operation going on, and you're willing to give
give us time a day."
And that's special. Hey, there's Larry.
Hey,
Here, come around this side.
Hey.
So you got to have the slide, right?
Right? There he is.
There you go. Don't ride without the slide.
There you go.
And he's already here too. So you think we got
Come
here
by
early?
yourself?
How long have you been here?
We have to
How
grab
long
you a
have you
table.
been here?
We've been here for about 2 weeks now.
So see, you think we got here early? Larry's been here for 2 weeks.
Yeah, he's waiting for the bug slide truck to show up with his inventory.
He's like, did I get the wrong day?
We just grab a table and we'll throw it over here.
We moved it. JP Cycles doing their bike possibly tomorrow night.
Are they really?
This weekend.
Oh,
Okay, we'll have to come up there. Yeah, they don't care if we move stuff.
Yeah, we moved this table over here.
So how are you guys doing?
Oh, not too bad.
How you doing?
You're right. Cheers.
Okay. So now I can actually answer some questions. So steak only? It's not a German restaurant, that Alpine Village? Or it's Alpine?
I don't know. Did she?
That's where I was. Australia's on. Who's that from Australia?
It was sad. We didn't talk to her.
I don't know, Mitch. Oh, you guys asked where we were too. Let me borrow this for a minute.
She'll
This
read
is
off
where
the
we
menu.
are.
I don't know if you can see it.
There you go.
You can't really see it.
Yeah, you can. Can you guys see that?
Didn't bring an extra bike with you, did you? There, somebody wants to rent a bike. I can make you some money while you're here.
Yep.
A BMW dual sport?
Is that what you brought? Did you bring that one too?
Too.
He's got two. There you go.
Might have a bike for you guys to rent.
Okay, Ryder X, come on
Brand
out.
new bike, isn't it? Pretty new. Did you buy it
One's
new?
brand new.
One of them has 3,000 miles, and the other one has
Which way is it?
500 miles.
And are you going to the Venture Bike Weekend at the
Yes.
Chip?
We're gonna check.
There you go. That's pretty good.
And well, they do make you buy a pass. You could buy a daily one. or
I've seen a
weekly.
lot of new names. I am too. That's pretty cool. I think
Oh yeah, you can probably get in there.
a lot of people are.
Yeah, Cycle Gear is there.
A lot of people are answering the questions if they're going to come to Sturgis or not. So
That's what the yes and no is.
138 on. So don't forget to give us a thumbs up. I got 142 up there, right here. Give us a thumbs up.
And
So
so
we're
this
just
is starting our series on Sturgis. Now we got a lot of different videos. I don't know what I'm gonna put out tomorrow
I don't know
yet.
if I got to say that or not. Ryder X already put $200 miles on his bike since he got it back. So he says that he loves it. It's running great.
Dude, what's wrong with you?
In Ohio.
You gotta write a lot more than that. I think we were only in
Well, you
Daytona.
probably
We were in
had a
New
couple hours.
Hampshire for what, 3 or 4 days, and I put over 1,200 miles on my bike. And that wasn't just a ride around the block.
Rod said you got a good point. Disney's like being mugged nicely.
But I'm just saying, when people always say that about a rally, oh, it's so expensive, it's so this and so that. And this,
JT. I'm going to call you JT because that's Jerry.
this is the only
Ride the
rally
trike now.
that you can come to and you can pick how much you want to spend. Like I say, you go out here to BLM land and stay for free. You know, boondocking, just dry camping, and won't cost you nothing. So, or you can go out here to,
James.
what's the one out there? Not kickstands,
Bear-
side pikes.
Drag pipes.
Drag pipes or something like that. They're $150. You can bring your trailer, you can bring a tent, whatever you
You
want.
can go out to Butte Mountain across the street from it, and that's like $11. They had electric even, didn't they?
Nah, I don't think they had electric there.
They had electric, but they do have like a.
But there is
bathroom, I
different
think.
ones. You can actually go down to in Rapid City. There's the fairgrounds. They don't have any sewer, but they have electric and water.
A lot of people come out here
Somebody-
and get married.
Somebody said that's reasonable. Some people go to Spearfish. There's a city park there, but every
There
time we
you
go
go,
by
Paul.
there, it's always packed.
Paul's son says he works at Black Hills Power Sports.
Okay.
So Paul, do you live out here? I know we missed you last time, I think. Thinking of a trike now. There you go, Rod. Is that bike giving you enough trouble? You're going to get a trike now, huh? Rod says he's thinking about a trike. Have you ridden one yet? You need to ride one first before you buy one. Ryder X has already spoken for. I cannot marry you. So this one, no, you could get married out here. But
Yes, you
there's a
can.
lot of people. Actually, Sandy, did you see that? They got married out here. Yeah, she
There's
put up a
people-
picture the
well,
other
there
day.
used to be somehow Jesse from Jackal has some kind of thing where he can marry people. But I mean, there's probably a ton of people out here that have that. You just have to take some course online, and you can be a legal justice of peace. The idea is you got to come here and get your license from the courthouse here in Sturgis. If you're gonna get married in Sturgis, I mean, you can get married out at the Buffalo Chip. They probably, if you wanted to get married here, you could probably find something to hook you up with where to go and who.
I know. We'll ask somebody. We'll go down to the courthouse and ask them. We can ask some of the city officials what. Might be, yeah, it might be, maybe it's easy.
How can I get married here at the Buffalo Chip?
Yeah, or wherever.
Sturgis. There's a bunch of people wanting to throw ashes here. I don't know if it's, I didn't Google that to see if it's legal. Most states it's not legal to dump ashes.
That's the only good thing about getting married out here is it's only good for the duration of the rally.
What happens in Sturgis is like Vegas. What
Stays in Sturgis.
A lot of people go to Vegas and get married and never realize they ever got married.
Yeah.
Don't even know who they married. Yes.
What's that song? Who is it? Carrie Underwood sings. I don't even know my own last name.
I don't think it was she sang it.
Yeah, it was Carrie Underwood. I'm pretty sure.
It was a guy that sang it.
All right, Randy. So I guess you're coming to Sturgis. Let me write that down. So far, yeah, I've got 10, 15, 20, 24 and that are going and 6 that are not.
So, not bad.
Okay, Randy, we'll see you there.
You know, the rest aren't just
Here, Randy. Oh, wrong thing. There you go. Email us and we can switch our information.
So we talked to Rod at the Chip today.
Oh, let's talk about our meet and greet and a ride while there's a lot of people on.
All right, so we'll put a video out about this, but we'll tell you a little bit about it. We are going to have our meet and greet, which is going to be Monday the 8th. It's going to be at Kathmandu, which is right over here this way. Actually, I'm backwards, so it's this way.
It's right across the
I know,
street.
but when you're pointing, we're pointing the wrong way because I'm pointing this way now. I'm really pointing that way. So it's right down the highway, the next exit. It's where the veteran cemetery is. You get off there, go around the curve. First campground on the left. They're the only ones on the left. And that's going to start at, what, 3 or 3:30?
3 o'clock.
And all you have to do is come up to the gate and tell them, hey, I'm with Bob and Tam. And they just say, come on in. And you'll come out, you go in the gate, make a left.
I don't know what.
Pull the way down to the metal building.
Do yet.
And
I'm trying to think of things to do.
Well, she wants to play stupid games and stuff. I don't know.
He doesn't like games.
They have bar there. They have pool table. They have some stuff to do. Mainly, it's a meet and greet. You guys can hang out with us. You can meet each other, talk to each other. And
by saying happy birthday, filet mignon only. That's one of my favorites.
So that's going to be on the 8th, and it's till whenever. We don't know what time we're going to quit.
I just wanted to have it early enough because if somebody's staying out at Custard or Deadwood and they don't want to leave in the evening, so I didn't want to have it like at 5 or 6 and then say hi bye and they have to leave. So if it ends up being only a couple hours and it's all done by 5, that's great. If not, if you guys want to stay till as late as you want, that's fine too. But
so they have a little bar there. They also have a food truck that's there, and they'll have dinner and stuff there that they serve that you can get. It's a small bar. Bar closes at 10 or 11 o'clock every night. We're not a wild, crazy campground. They don't have any entertainment or nothing, so it'll be quiet enough we can all sit around and talk and whatever else we decide to do. So that's what we're going to do on Monday. Wednesday is going to be the ride. We don't know a starting point yet. What we're going to do is we're probably going to leave here about 8 or 9 o'clock from Sturgis someplace, and we're going to Hewlett for the ham jam. And then as soon as that's over, then we're going to make a swing around and we'll go to Sundance. Even though they say it starts at 7 o'clock, they do burnouts all day long. So we'll get over to Sundance and kind of hang around there a little while, watch some of the burnouts. We haven't been over there in years. It's probably been 10 years since I've seen the burnouts. They had a pretty neat one. They built like a bridge and stuff. You could stand on it. It's kind of neat. I don't know if they still do that or not.
That was a few years ago.
Long time ago when it first started, they used to do it in the bar.
Yeah.
I imagine the black marks are still in the bar. They used to back up to the bar and do a burnout all the way out the bar. And I guess the fire department, police department stopped that somewhere back in the day. And they don't do that anymore. So then after that, we'll just come on back and that'll be the end of the day. So pretty much it'll be a majority of a good day ride. And probably be, I don't know, 100 miles, 150 miles maybe we'll drive in that day.
Yeah. So that somebody earlier asked about a ride, and that's why I wanted, I don't know if they're still on. Who was it? Did I write down the name? Maybe Michael.
So that's.
Oh, D. Harley wanted to know. Yeah.
So that's that. If you're here earlier.
So it's a meet and greet and a ride so far.
Now we're going to start in the next 2 weeks between now and after the 4th. We want all the tourists to leave. We'll do Iron Mountain, we'll do Needles, and we'll do Custer's Park, Spearfish, Van Knocker Road. We'll do the ride that goes around the train. Somebody else told me about another ride today. It's called like the Iceberg or Ice something. I'm going to look that up. I don't know. But I mean, there's just, no matter where you're at, it's a great ride anywhere out here. If you're out here early, you can let us know. But those rides are going to be, we're going to stop a lot because we're going to try to do this year is explain to everybody. A lot of people get lost when we say, like, just like here, you're at this, where's that at? I've never been to Sturgis. So we want to try to get some maps out, kind of show you where we're at, how to come in.
The lobby.
Yeah, I seen it. And it's not on, this isn't on there. But and try to show you where to go and where to stop, where, you know, some decent places to eat. And there's a couple turnouts. All the rides have turnouts. Last year we did them all in a row. We did Iron Mountain, Needles Highway, and Custer all on the same day. And so it was really quick
Goat pride
stuff. And we're not going to show you the whole freaking ride. We'll show you just certain areas and what you should do. And then each one of those videos will be a separate video, so you can pick what rides you want to do. We're probably not going. We did drive through Halls Drugs.
Oh.
The building that burnt down was across Halls, whatever the hell it is, across the street from Wall's actual drugstore. 10 buildings, not a drugstore. On the other side, that's where the little building that burnt down. It's completely gone.
Cafe.
They hauled it away. Left. There's a hole in the ground. You can see the building next to it's kind of burnt.
Charred a little.
Yeah. Looks like it was in a barbecue pit. Yeah. Kind of black.
So I bet you they're going to have something built there before Sturgis starts.
May just do that.
Because I can't believe it just happened less than a week ago, and it's like you couldn't even tell there was a building there.
So we drove through there.
Just a hole.
We were thinking about stopping, but I'll just take my old stuff that we did from Walls the last time we were out there, and I'll just throw that back up because I'm not a Walls guy. It's.
He took a few pictures of the Badlands as we drove by.
Yeah, that's close enough for me. And well, to me, those are just. Have you done the Badlands and all that?
We did the Badlands just.
Now, see you. Now, would you go there every year?
No.
Because, like I say, you can go down to Utah, and that's a million times better than
go to Riverside.
And it's like, I don't know.
Go over to Arizona. I think we live in Arizona. We don't want to go.
But I tell people that, and it's like,
no, you got to go. It's so cool.
Taking a break.
Okay, and it's like size of the.
So let's see. Are you looking at your comments?
Yeah.
That's your glasses. Should have one, maybe you can see.
I just want to get married for the weekend.
Do you want to tell us?
I might be able to find somebody.
There's
They'll just take alimony from you the rest of
up and down the side streets.
There's the skeletons. We've seen a bunch of skeletons on bikes.
Good vibes. Pretty certain that rental service is not available. You could probably get an escort service. There you go. And that'd be probably a lot cheaper than getting married.
Well, it depends on who you contact. You might be on Facebook or I don't know, Craigslist, and it'll be a cop, and you'll be in the pokey, and they're gonna get you out of here.
Could we get two more sodas? Yeah. Thanks.
When you get time.
Yes, when you get a minute. Sarge said he has a trike and he loves it. So there you go, Rod. Sarge has a trike and he likes it.
Some people like them. We've rode them, and I guess because we've rode motorcycles for so long, we have a convertible at home too, an old one. It's not really old. It's 2002.
20 years old.
It's it's an antique.
Getting there,
5 more years. And
so CA Caveman says he's 61, says he's going to be here on the 11th in Rapid. Cool. Did I write you down? I think I just did. What kind of trike, Sarge?
And Harley's really, well, unless you get like a Boss Hoss, Harley's really the only, I thought Indian made trikes, but Indian don't make trikes. I didn't know that. The only ones I've seen, I guess, are conversions. So I guess Harley's really the only one that really makes a trike, I guess, factory one.
So Susan says that she's going to be staying at the Chip, and she said she'll see us out here. So there you go, Susan.
Yep.
Let me go. Lots of comments. Holy cow.
So we'll tell you, while Larry's still sitting here, I don't know how long he's going to stay. We went out to the Chip today. And what's the number one complaint about the Chip more than anything else? It's dust.
Dirt and dust.
They asphalted 75% of the roads.
Are you kidding?
He wouldn't let. We filmed it, but they haven't cut the grass or anything, and he didn't want us to show. But he said I could talk about it, but he didn't want me to put my video out yet.
Well, I've sunk up to my axles in mud.
Now you still go if you're going up like in the back 40 up there. That's because it's grass. They didn't do nothing there. But all the main, especially the first road when you go down by Bikini Beach, that's all asphalt. No more holes, no more nothing.
That hill you come down.
Yeah.
It always rains.
Yeah.
So you always
and I was like, well, he told us. Well, I seen it on the internet. Somebody had put on there that it got asphalted. So I thought, when we get there, we'll see. So I'm in there with Rod, and he's like, yeah, I did a little bit of it. I said, well, did you at least go down the hill and get the hill? Because that, to me, was dangerous. He's like, oh, yeah, we got that far. So we went down the hill, and it went all the way out the back gate. And then it went around the other side. So it didn't get from when you come out of Bikini Beach and go up the hill like you're going, that they tarred it, the rocks. All the other little roads, and then the road that goes up to the bathroom on the 40, that's tarred. They don't have any. They didn't blacktop it. And then the road that's closest to that little side road there, the lower one, that they just tarred it too. But all the rest of the roads are done, and they're nice. They're like this thick.
Really?
And it's like, I said, you probably get people to book because you've done this. He says, we don't want. They said it'd be like showing a woman without her makeup on. So we have to wait till the 15th to put this video out to show you what they've done with the chip. First they didn't want us to even talk about it because they said we want to surprise people when they get here. I said no, you're missing people because you now are, out of all the big campgrounds, more of it's asphalted than any other campground.
So Jerry, are you the guy from Drag Specialties? Is that him?
I don't know. I don't remember what his last name is.
Oh,
Is what's their son's name? His son?
And not Arrow.
You know, Ciro, the guy that runs Ciro.
Aaron is.
What's his name? Aaron.
Radar, all those guys.
Yeah,
No, I know Radar.
Yeah.
Radar
He's
and
the best.
Chelsea.
Guys.
Radar is?
Yeah, he's awesome.
He looks like Radar, don't he?
Yeah, he does. He looks exactly like him. But he's awesome, man. Best guy to deal with. Most knowledgeable.
But we only got to talk to him we only talked to him a few minutes. He was
Yeah.
at New Hampshire. Was it New Hampshire?
Ooh,
And because Kelsey had to go
to Maine with her dad.
with her dad, they were going on a ride. And it says it's the
Road
first
trip.
rally she's ever missed.
Hey, getting back to Buffalo Chip, I took the back road in from 90 and rode my bike all the way through. That's a nice road. It's a dirt road. And
Yeah.
It's kind of washboardy,
Thank you
but
very
it's a
much.
nice road.
Yeah. The only time you got to watch that is if they water it down in the morning, and that stuff gets slick.
Yeah.
And we met several people. Well, see, what's bad is Google shows you that that's your main road to drive on. And I don't know how many people we met last year had never rode on rocks. This one poor guy was limping, and his arm was all cut up, and his wife wasn't on it. And luckily, she brought the car. So they were driving around in the car, and I'm like, he says, I had no idea, but he said, by the time I got on it, I couldn't turn around, and
I could be scared.
He says that's what we need. Now all we need is for Fort Meade Road to get asphalted too.
yeah. But actually, the Buffalo Chip paid for the first half of that from what's the highway on the Buffalo Chip's on? Is that
79.
no, 79 turns, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It goes that way and then it
Oh.
turns.
So from the 79 all the way to that little road in the back that takes you to kickstands, the Buffalo Chip paid for all that.
To have the road made.
Yeah.
That's why it's not asphalted yet.
Well, it's not asphalt the other way
Yeah.
either.
I know. Well,
It wasn't
That's
wet.
your chewed up straw.
You're right. If
Right.
it was wet, it wouldn't be good.
Yeah. And that's what happened to us because we'd leave early in the morning. They were wetting it down to try to keep the dust down. Well, then when they sprinkled rock on it, all the rock got out there at the side, and then it was all loose gravel, and it's like,
Thank you, Greg.
I never dumped my bike, but
and then we're just as excited to have you watching us from Australia. He says he loves
There you
watching
go.
us from Australia.
there you go. You coming over for Sturgis?
He says it's on his bucket list.
Next year's gonna be our big year. We're talking to the Buffalo Chip, and if that goes on, we're thinking about if he'll give me full access to everything, we're gonna stay on the Buffalo Chip's contract, the property the whole time, never leave. There's just I have no idea that the Buffalo Chip
And
has
all
all
that
that stuff to
going
do.
on.
Oh, you can stay there all
That's
day.
right.
Yeah.
All
It's
You're
a rally
entertained.
in itself. It's
Yeah.
a rally in
Everything.
itself.
It's
And
amazing.
and it's just I'd like to capture all that just to see, so I know that. And because it is, people always say that it is, all these rallies are the same. The only thing's different is the climate you're in, or the people that you're in,
Thank you.
or the riding, of course, could be different. Unless you're on the East Coast, and it's all the same.
If you're just looking at vendors,
Thank you.
they're right. They are the same. But if you're actually looking at the riding and the areas and the different areas to ride, Laconia is gorgeous. The 2-lane highways all the way through there is like old style
Mhm.
riding from maybe the turn of the century. If you go down to Daytona, you have all the beach riding and all that. So it's totally different. You come up here to the Black Hills, my God, you've got fantastic rides
Yeah.
to Custer, all the Black Hills.
Yeah.
And then Buffalo Chip, that's an adventure in itself. You can be there
It's
from
cool.
morning
Thumbs up.
for breakfast at the pancake breakfast. They
Yeah.
give free pancake
Oh, yeah.
breakfast all the way through during the day, and then in the evening till 2 in the morning.
I know we missed that when we stayed there last year. That the pond gets pretty crazy at 2 in the morning.
Oh yeah.
So we never got to see that. Well, that and those guys, I don't know if they were there when you were there last. There's these guys when you first come in.
Right
that
under the water tower.
They made stage, and they got dancer poles
Oh,
and
no,
DJ
yeah, I
music, and
haven't
they have a
seen
big
that.
party
They had
after the
lights
concert.
up all over. We kept saying we were going to go up there, but never did.
We never stay up that late.
Dawn says she has a fireman calendar from Australia. I bet that's nice.
So yeah, so that's one of the reasons too with Daytona.
Harley Ford Trevor's going to be there too at Kathmandu.
For next year, one of the reasons we want to still do Daytona because we still haven't done everything that's in Daytona. There's so much stuff going on there too. But I mean, some of the smaller rallies, it's like Panama City. I don't know. I was kind of disappointed. I'm just not. Panama City just isn't. If it was longer, I think it might be a better rally. But being it's just so short.
There's just not much there. There's
Yeah.
not. There's
And
one
it's
vendor
so
area, there's a
congested.
place with bands,
It's like,
and that's it. It's very small.
And well, Myrtle Beach, I wasn't going to do that anymore either. But we ended up with a lot of views this year in Myrtle Beach.
Myrtle
So-
Beach is nice. It's just
But I mean,
nice
there's just
area.
really no place there to ride either. And so you really only got Myrtle's Inlet, and that's where everything's going on at.
Yeah.
And
what a way to end all of that, Mike. He said he rode his bike for 4 days. He went to Lima, Ohio for the flat track races, then to Deals Gap, 2.5 days on the Tail of the Dragon, rode 1,730 miles, and then 206 more days. And then he had to go to Fort Wayne, Indiana to get a tooth pulled. All of that, and that was your big
Mike
climax?
lives in Phoenix. He's going to drive over to California, go up the coast, then come to Sturgis that way.
Ah, that'd be a great ride.
Yeah, we did that one year.
Well, we've done it from Southern California
Yeah,
across, but
yeah.
it took us 6 days. And it was sun up to sundown. That was because the one takes you so long with the beach traffic and
Well, that's what he wanted to know. He wanted to make sure he had
enough time.
Enough time, and I'm
Because I
like,
said it depends on when you want to stay away from the weekends,
Oh, yeah.
and that's gonna be worse. But I mean, if it's kids are out of school now, so if it's a decent day, it's gonna be crowded. And
come on, put up.
did you have any trouble with the traffic when you came over? Did you come across the 90?
No, we didn't have trouble at all.
We're staying right in town.
No, but I mean when you came, we came over
from
from.
Oklahoma.
Because they had a couple places that dropped down to one lane, and we didn't. It slowed down to 65, but we never had any backup.
There was super high winds.
Yeah, we had
The
that.
gas stations were shut down from what's the name of that? What's that? When you come across
You
the
know, we
border, what's the
stayed
name
out
of
in the Deadlands.
it?
Badlands.
Badlands. We stayed in
Badlands.
Badlands one night, but yeah, there was
There was
high
no
winds
power.
and there was no power, so all the gas stations were shut down.
Oh,
Days.
There was
no.
no gas. So there was one guy pumping gas out of a big pump, out of a big tanker truck, and you'd go in there and he would funnel it into your gas tank.
Yeah.
How could he tell me gallons? Did he have the counter?
Oh yeah, he
Yeah.
had a thing on the back
He
of his
was
truck.
the owner of one of the stations.
Oh,
He had his
okay.
own-
Yeah.
so
Oh, it was like that last night. We had because we were in Mitchell last night, stayed, and we had 50-mile-an-hour winds there. Trailer was rocking.
Yeah.
It's
It wasn't us rocking it. It was the wind.
Yeah, last night. It says he got ran off the road 3 times and pulled out in front of twice. He really has to get that air horn. Yeah, he's the one that ended up having to get his tooth pulled.
The one that Rick Rack sells is really loud. They got a little display there.
Yeah.
They punch it. It's really not that big of a horn. I think it's a factory.
Well, they do that too, and then they show you those stereos too. Because we were looking for a stereo for I guess it was the sports car I had, and these 2 little things, and it sounded great. And then you put it on, turn your bike on, get on it, the wind's blowing. It's like
60
you
miles an hour.
could hardly hear it, but it sounded great when you were standing there in front of it. Oh, what don't say, Mike?
We did Ohio
We're
bike.
traveling. Oh,
Did
is
we
that
go?
what you did?
And Sandusky,
Mm-hmm.
and that was a blast.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really, really good.
Did you guys have to move? They said that was here at one for
It's
the
at
first
Harley-
weekend
it's
and
at
here at the
Harley
second
Davidson
weekend.
dealership the first weekend. Second weekend it's down at the waterfront,
Plus the
but
Harley.
also plus the Harley. So the Harley Davidson dealership still does stuff.
So they do something both
Yeah,
weekends.
they actually put in. I think this is the first year they've had a bar set up at the Harley Davidson store. So they have music and a bar, and they have rides out of there daily. It's actually a pretty good little run. And then down by the water, all that area has a lot of restaurants and bars. Excellent food. We enjoyed the heck out of it Thursday.
They just said it's just really dead in the middle of the week.
Yeah, the middle of the week's a little
They said
slow.
even some of the vendor trucks like Harley Davidson and stuff when they got their big trucks there, they'll even leave in the middle of the day.
Yeah, it gets a little slow.
And so that's the only thing I just didn't know, because if there's not a lot going on in the middle of the week, then I don't have much content.
Right now they're talking about the Ohio Bike Week.
Yeah.
And we talked a little bit earlier about the
Because
Laconia.
Larry's got a place that we could stay. It'd be pretty reasonable to go up there and stay during the bike week next year.
In Ohio.
And yeah.
It's
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's
Yeah,
really
it's a
nice.
place. It was it's a guy owns a boat shop or something.
you said Larry, but that's George
George who?
from Cigars.
Oh, it's at George. Are you staying in the same place George stays?
I'm not sure. It's about 5 miles down the road.
Okay, no, it must be George. George told us that there's one you can pay $200 and it's a guy that owns a marina or something,
Okay.
a boat shop, and it's
So
one
far,
block
so good.
from downtown.
Okay. Oh, that'd be great.
I guess it's George.
Yeah, it was
That
George.
Larry told us that. And this is like Laconia next year. If we can't find a place that wants to put us up,
Paul
we're not
says-
going back.
Laconia is ridiculous for RV parking. It's
But
you
$600 for
just-
dry camp.
You can't really even dry camp there. There's really nothing there to camp.
And
in
did
Laconia.
you hear after the 100th, they're gonna put where the vendors are at? They're gonna tear all that down and put condos up.
Where the drive-in is.
The drive-in, they're gonna.
Well, the drive-in they can't because it's Indian,
Yeah.
but that property on the outside of it, that's all. Actually, it's already sold. The guy that did own it rented it back from the guy for 2 more years. So after the 100th, that location will not be available anymore. So I don't know what. To me, it's too far away. We went out to the racetrack twice. After that, that's too far to drive. There's nothing out there. There's nothing on the way there to see. It's not a great ride. It's boring. And
So
it's,
Paul wants to let you know that he loves Bug Slide.
That's great. Thank you very much. We sold out 3 times.
I know.
I see
Almost
you.
a lot of these rallies
I
you
see
have.
you.
We actually had a day off
Bye, J.
because we
Random.
didn't have product, and we still sold out again.
that's nuts.
So that was pretty cool.
And that's what she was. We went to Clockworks this week and went through their place, and they got their own stuff now. And that's what she says. Well, we kind of use the Bug Slide because that's what she asked her. Can you use this on?
Matte, yeah, or denim paint, you know? And he's like, why? Is your bike matte? He says, because then we got Clocks matte. And so they have 2 different kinds. And I said, no, that's okay. It's like,
Bug Slide works on everything. You don't need that special stuff.
You know, it's funny.
Don't need to buy another bottle.
All those guys, they say use Bug Slide, Memphis Shades,
Yeah.
Clockworks.
And we see it
all
like
the
that.
window
Yeah.
All the windshield manufacturers all say use our stuff. Won't hurt a thing. But Clockworks has a good product also. Their product is a really good product.
Brian's a great guy, and
Yeah.
this is the second time we got to talk to him. And for a guy that's been in business for so long, he's still really down to earth.
very humble.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very nice.
It's
Nice
where a lot of times you get like that people get to where it's all about money and they don't really think about that.
And he's so humble, but that's what he says. He says, when he's told everybody that he wanted to buy that building where he's at, he's like, everybody's like, why do you want to buy that? And he's like, because he's like, I'm going to grow into it. And they're like, they told him, nah, you're not. And so he says, now I've outgrown it. I bought, oh my gosh, look at that pretzel. Holy cow.
That's not a pretzel, that's a hubcap.
It is. You should see this
We've seen
pretzel.
it.
It's
It was $14, and that's what I said. I said that's way.
oh, okay.
He's gonna show it on the.
Here, just can you grab your thing?
There, you got it.
Thank you.
Yeah, look at that pretzel. Gigantic.
It's like a smiling face.
It is.
And,
Boy, me.
I knew it was
An
gonna
army
be.
there.
I knew it was gonna be big because it was $14. So I knew it was gonna be.
She
Gigantic.
warned me.
Yeah, I heard her say it's as big as this tray.
And that's what she said. It's probably as big as It's not one you're gonna get down there at the movie theater.
Jerry says he loves his Bug Slide. He puts it on their RV for their Sturgis trip. I do too. When I clean the front of the RV now, it just like wipes right off because it looks a mess. And then I just spray that on, wipe it off.
We didn't get it clean like we did. Usually we do it in Orlando. We usually have that guy clean it, but
Yeah.
we didn't do it this year. It wasn't that dirty then.
Mike says he's gonna need Bug Slide for his chaps and his
Thank
jacket.
you.
Oh, yeah.
He's the one that's going up the coast and coming
I
across,
have people that do that all the time.
and the shins and the elbows.
And we're going to be cleaning bikes for free at JP Cycles
Okay.
in Sturgis.
So JB Cycles, yep, they're saying, wow, look at that pretzel.
Who's the girl you're gonna have cleaning this?
Dixie's coming in, she?
No, Dixie's not going to be there. I'm going to have
Lena.
Lena.
Okay.
Is it Dixie's?
Oh, Lena's from here.
Yeah, Lena's from here, and she's a cutie, and
Yeah.
she just does great work.
Well, Dixie's done after this, isn't she? Yeah, because that's what she told us. We thought.
No, that was Heather.
Oh, it's Heather. That's.
Well, Dixie also, I don't know if she's going to do rallies anymore, so we'll find out.
We
She
talked-
did work with me in Ohio.
Yeah, I seen that in
We
the pictures.
talked,
That
There.
was great.
To Ian in Laconia. Oh, no.
You gotta try it.
There you go.
It's so much here.
We, look how thick that is. Thank you for sharing. They,
They got a monster.
we talked to Ian in Laconia, which is Dixie's boyfriend, and he said that she was leaving the Mixie Me blankets, whatever, and it's going to something similar. So I guess she must have got that. And,
Yeah, she's going to go to the original company.
oh, okay.
So, yeah, she's going to do great.
How is it? That's a lot of dough there.
Yeah.
So let's see who else is from New Jersey. Probably covered this multiple times, but what's the point of you being at Sturgis a month before the rally?
Well,
We got a lot to do.
it's all about contacts is what we do. And what happens with Sturgis is this is the only place out of all the rallies we have that we have more contacts here than anywhere else. The other nice thing about this is very similar to Daytona. You'll see a lot more of the owners. Like at Black Hills Harley, you're going to see Brian from Clockworks. He's going to be there the whole time. Dakota Gauges. Yeah, I said it right, Dakota Gauges.
Yep.
No, it's Dakota Digital.
Gauges.
And their big wigs are all there. So you get that. We're actually going to sit down. We miss Rush, but he's going to be here. The owner of that Rush is going to be at the Indian dealer.
Terry.
So we get to meet all those people because we've already got a relationship with those kind of people. So we can set that up ahead of time and we can meet with them and things like that. Like we went over to Speeds, over to their main shop today and talked to them. And we're going to be talking about a 128 engine build here in maybe next week. And I'm going to show you that it's going to be between 130 and 135 horsepower coming out of that puppy. So so that'll be kind of neat. So that's the reason we come out here. We've got to meet with the Buffalo Chip. We sat down a couple hours with them today, but we probably got 3 or 4 days of talking to the Buffalo Chip before they open up. And also there's other things going on. We've got the 3-wheel rally is going to be starting here on the 10th of July. And then on that next Saturday, the next Revzilla starts up. So that's going to be here. So that we cover both of those events. The 3-wheel rally, we're probably only going to do a day, but Revzilla will probably be out there a couple of days. So it's pretty neat out there. Last year was their #1 year, first time of doing it, and this will be the 2nd anniversary for it. So it'll be kind of neat to see how many come back. I think they had a couple hundred last year, 200 or 300 bikes showed up, and it was a really great group. And they do a lot of neat stuff. And we missed some of the stuff. They actually go out back Camp Zero on the backside there. They go out and ride their bikes and all that kind of stuff back in those hills and stuff. And it's got a bunch of trails and stuff they go on.
We're also going to do a lot of the rides, and we're going to take our time and do them real slow. Show you guys like places to stop and see which way to go on a ride to make sure you get to see all 4 President's Head when you do Iron Mountain and stuff like that. So we're going to do all the rides separately, and we're going to put all that up before you guys get here so you can see it before you get here so you know what to expect for those of you who never came out before or if you've never done those rides.
Then you can pick and choose what you want, because that's like I tell people, you can't. It's like us. We came out here, I don't know, we used to come here from Thursday to Thursday. We came the Thursday before the rally started, never had pre-rally back then, and it started on Saturday, and then we would leave that Thursday. I always recommend people, if you don't really come the second weekend. Second weekend's more locals. It's just, you have probably a whole different crowd too, don't you see that? A lot of times they're not even here to spend money. More of it's just a pain in the butt they're here. And some people were complaining.
All out of the woodwork.
Some of them complained about the Buffalo Chip not having, they're having tribute bands on that last Saturday. Well, when you got local people, and most of the people used to be here, you would see 2 shifts come through. People would come in on Saturday, they'd be gone on Wednesday. On Wednesday, a new crowd came in, and that's kind of how the campgrounds did. Now it's the other way around. People are coming in for pre-rally. They'll come in that Saturday and be gone by the next Saturday. So they missed the whole rally, the main rally. But most of the pre-rally now is getting to where more and more of the vendors are opened up now. And it's getting to be like a 20-day rally here. And like up in Black Hills, they're already open on that Saturday. And 75%, all the big trucks are there.
Yeah, I think they say 70% of their trucks
JP's
are open.
When do they open up there? When's the vendors supposed to be there?
So the vendors, I'll be there for pre-rally.
Okay. So Larry will have his out there out front. So probably most of them will be there too.
But I'll be there also. Like this weekend, I'm setting up my tent. I'll be there this weekend. I'm going to work a few weekends with them.
Okay.
And then they're also doing a bike night that I'll probably do.
Okay. When did you say bike night was going to be?
It's tomorrow night.
I think it's tomorrow night.
So
it might be over
if
there.
you guys are out here tomorrow night at J&P Cycles, they're going to have a bike night.
Yep, down on Lozelle.
So that's so it's Friday night.
Did they start selling their snowmobile parts yet?
No, not yet.
They told us last time they were going to, because this store hasn't been open in a long time year round. And when Cycle Gear took them over, they decided, hey, let's start having these stores stay open year round. And so I was like, what are you going to do here in the wintertime? And they're like, we're going to start handling snowmobile parts, because this is big snowmobile country out here, everywhere. That's how the people get around, especially if you get out to Spearfish and out there in the Black Hills. There's all these trails you can ride your snowmobile and stuff on if you come out here in the wintertime. Actually, if you got a four-wheeler, you bring it out here, an ATV or anything, there's like 100,000 miles up here in the Black Hills. And there's a place in, was it Custer or Hill City that we stopped that had the rentals. They actually give you an iPad. It's probably not an iPad, but something like it. But it's a little map. They call it a bread trail. So you can go through all these trails and ride around. And then when you're tired, you hit the button at the end, and it sends you back the way you came, so you can get back. So it's kind of neat.
So you don't have to worry about getting lost up here in the
And most of these trails are wide. They're enough you could put cars or trucks on them. I wouldn't want to take my car out there. But
well, side by side, they're almost as wide as a car.
And now I didn't go on them, but I mean, some of the roads, like when we go out to, what's the bar out there where the little ladies at?
Oh,
Rochford. Yeah. We'll make it out there this year again, too, to see her. And but right there where that ends, that's the end of the road. But the road's so wide going both ways. I almost would have took the motorcycle out, but you never know if you get down 20 miles and you find out you got to turn around and come back. That wouldn't be so fun. But maybe take the truck out there.
Regular shades. I don't know. But she said, show us your shades.
I want to see if they were a special color.
Yeah, no. And
I just color coded.
I know, and I didn't. I just got black regular sunglasses. I didn't bring my colored ones out. I knew we were doing live, but I didn't know we weren't coming back to the trailer. So it won't click. There it goes. You gonna go to the Black Hills Harley about their warranty issue?
Well, here's what we're gonna do with the warranty issue. We're probably gonna wait till after rally, and we have a handful of dealers that will tell us stuff. So I don't do stuff like, let's say Black Hills already was somebody that was going to tell us something. I don't want to come in and talk to them during this time, because if corporation sees that I'm talking about something and I say I got inside information, they're going to assume that's who I got it from. And so we always do that, where I normally call these dealers when we're nowhere near them. So there's no way anybody can figure out, who did you call that told you this information? So right now, Harley has not even made a statement yet. So I don't think a dealer knows anything about it yet. And I don't think until Harley makes their lawyers all sit down and they figure it all out, what they want to say, the Federal Trade Commission is waiting for their answer. Are you going to fix your warranty, or are we going to have to go forward with you? But this isn't going to be, like I said, this isn't going to be the only company that this happens to. Like somebody came on here that's got a John Deere tractor, said, you can't go in and change anything on the computer or your warranty's completely voided on your John Deere. I didn't even know a tractor had.
Did you hear that the FTC is doing the right to repair, and they're telling Harley that they can't tell people if you change anything on your motorcycle that avoids the warranty, they have to start fixing.
Yeah, so if I want to put a stage 4 and I want this guy to build it, they have to keep the warranty on the rest of the bike, and instead of voiding it. But yet they can do it.
It always was like that.
Yeah, but they say that it's against the federal.
But avoid your warranty.
Right now it does.
Yes,
yeah.
but
So,
they're saying they can't do that.
When I talked to Jason today at Speeds, he said there was a thing a while back with one of the oil companies. I don't remember which one it was. It wasn't AMSOIL, but it was one of the oil companies went after Harley Davidson for that, because they were saying if you didn't put Harley Davidson oil in your bike, we'd void your warranty. And so there was this act that was made. So what this is supposed to be is, it's similar to like insurance companies. Remember how insurance companies used to tell you where to take your car to get fixed? Well, they can't do that anymore. And I think that's what this is, hey, if I want to take my bike and have it done.
John Deere, only John Deere dealers can work.
Yeah. So that's just messed up that they do that. Well, and that's why I said, I don't think they're going to be, I think Harley is being made an example because they're the ones that talk the biggest about it. You can't do nothing to your bike till it's after warranty. You can't change the muffler. You can't change this. You can't change that. But of course, we can say all that stuff. So they're not giving you, I forget the way they said it, was a right to repair is what they call it. That you have a right to take it.
Right to repair is the name of
the class action. Yeah. And so Harley's, they're waiting for Harley. It's been about 8 days.
Westinghouse is part of their.
Yeah, Westinghouse is actually, I didn't know that. Westinghouse actually owns Harley Davidson. They're part of the corporation of them, because they went after both of them. And they sent this letter to them, or court paper delivered to them, saying that they're in violation of their warranty. And they either need to rewrite the warranty and they're waiting for their response. Well, as of last night when I Googled it, Harley Davidson has not made a response yet. So right now I would say that the dealers know nothing yet, because if Harley hasn't made a statement yet, they haven't been called.
So the dealers probably don't know what's going on yet. So, always something going on. Not to neglect a dealer during a rally, especially when corporate hasn't even spoken on it yet. It's all Hershey right now. Yeah, pretty much. Until they get everything all figured out what they're going to do and how they're going to do it.
And they're going to have to.
I know. I don't.
A couple other people said, maybe Harley will just get rid of the warranty. They're not going to get rid of the warranty. But what this does to Harley Davidson is it's really going to take a shake up, because that's what most of these dealers rely on to make their money, is all the accessories they sell you. If you use their financing, they've already padded it $2,000 to $5,000 already. That if you say, hey, I want this done or that done, they're like, oh, no problem, we'll just throw it in on the payment. And you end up paying 10 times for it. But
he said Lewis Rossman on YouTube is a great one to follow about Right to Repair. He covers all of it. Harley, John Deere, and Apple. Because I didn't know. Well, I don't know. Okay, what can you do to an Apple? I guess you can't really put anything on Apple that's not Apple. But I don't know. You can't do anything to a PC, can you?
Well, you could buy aftermarket parts to put in. Different hard drive.
I guess.
Different processor and things like that.
For farmers' right to repair in Russia, they heck. I'm going to do it with them.
So, like I say, this we're all going to have to wait, but I'm assuming right now it's probably going to be at least a month. I would think they'll probably give Harley Davidson probably 30 days to respond, and we'll see what they say. They're probably going to set the first letter will probably come out and say we're reevaluating it, so that will buy them some more time. So we're all going to have to sit and say, like I say, after Sturgis is over, we've got about 4 dealers that will pretty much tell me anything I want to know. So we'll call them up and see what they know, and we'll go from there. And if we hear something, or even if they don't tell me nothing, they don't know nothing yet either, then we'll come back and tell you they don't know nothing either.
Nobody knows nothing.
So we'll try to keep up with that.
Unlikely.
And I don't call them all the time, because it's like a new model comes out or something. I'm assuming we get up here to Black Hills, they probably got the new trike. That's the Army trike now that they're pushing. I've seen a couple of videos on it. We'll probably show the trike. I'm probably not going to talk about it. I think it's all it is a paint scheme. I don't think there's anything special on it. And it's combat green with you seen that yet? The new trike already came out with. It looks like an old bike where they got like the military emblem and stuff on it. It's that pale green color. But I didn't know it was going to be a trike.
It's like the Fat Boy.
Yeah. Same, pretty much the same paint scheme. And so I haven't really jumped on that. We could have stopped on the way in, but it's like I wanted to get over here to Sturgis.
It looks so funny because the tent's not up and the parking lot's just wide open. They've got like trucks, I guess they must have trucks parked there. And so there was a couple of big semis out there in the parking lot at the Harley dealer in Black Hills, Harley, out in Rapid City. So we'll have to do a before and after shot. Did we ever do that? Where were we at? And we did panned it before, and then
but we ended up not doing it.
How come? I thought that would have been neat.
Yeah, but we never got around to doing it. Well, the problem is a lot of times when we do things like that, I got to go back and look for that footage. So this year we're going to try to do this differently, because just like here, if we go down to JMP Cycles, it's going to be a video just on JMP Cycles, just what's in your parking lot that day, and that's it. Because people will come back to me and they'll come back and say, oh, where was that video on Full Throttle at, and you did that? I don't know. And then I got to start searching through all this stuff.
Because if we go to Full Throttle like 5 times, it's like, I don't know, it was on one of those 5 videos. It was with 10 other things that we did that day.
Well, this year, JP, I understand this, they're going to change up their whole vendor parking. So they're going to have all the install trucks in the front. So all their Vance and Hines and all the rest of them are going to be towards the front of the lot. So it should be pretty interesting.
Now, they had a lot across the street last time, though, so they had cycle gear and all that over there.
Right. And cycle gear will be around most likely.
So do they own that lot too? Or they just rent that?
No, they rent it.
There's a trike and a lowrider. Oh, he says they got it in 2 versions. They got a lowrider too.
Oh, okay.
Lowrider Street, ST. Trike and Pan America are both new. Yes. Enthusiast Collection. That's what it's called. It took for me a minute to figure out that word. Looking forward to meet you. Okay, Mon, are you coming out here?
We did, didn't we?
Oh, so you've been on an hour and a half. There's still 121 people on.
Yeah, we did.
Don't forget to give us a thumbs up.
What?
Oh, you did see that?
Yeah, we were at the museum.
Oh, okay.
And they had one.
Down here? Oh, in Milwaukee. So they did see it. Yeah.
Did you go to Milwaukee? Where do you stay there at?
We struck with it.
But I mean, that like next year is their 120th. Are you going to go for that?
It depends.
JB, don't set up a truck up there?
Well, I worked up with, they're redoing their whole schedule for next year. So we'll see where they're going to set up. they're changing things up a bit.
Was that after Ohio?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's in July. It's right before this. July like 12th through the 15th or something. But we're trying to do it this year. Next year we want to do it because it's 120th. But there's a couple campgrounds, but they haven't wrote me back yet. One's a city park and one's a county fairgrounds. One of them says it's only $30 for water and electric.
Yeah, I stayed at the county.
And I'm like, so I wrote them because they said they're already taking reservations. The other one said they won't book anything till after July 1st. They'll call you. You have to say you either going or you're not going. Well, that one didn't say the price. That was the county. The other one was a city park. It said it was $30, but it wanted you to fill the form out, send the money in. And I'm like, so I wrote the lady and said, can I book now? And what is the price going to be? Because I don't want to find out that, oh yeah, they want $1,000 for that week of being there.
Probably.
Because that's, a lot of that's what's happened to us now. Is I thought this year would be really good for us because we got a lot of the places now. Here in Sturgis we don't have to pay anymore. Daytona we got places to stay. We've got New Hampshire we stayed on property, but there we were almost 50 miles away, and we couldn't stay late. I wasn't going to drive that back.
We did one night.
Yeah, we did one night. We came back late. We still didn't stay that late. Stayed till like 9 o'clock. And came back. I don't like riding. It's just like here. I don't like riding these back roads in the dark. There's way too many people have been killed out here.
Too many deer.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, the deer are crazy.
Yeah, we've been walking from where we're staying downtown Sturgis. It's great.
Oh yeah.
The before rally prices are fabulous.
Oh yeah, because we had stayed the Passport America. You can stay 2 nights there for like $15 a night for 2 nights.
You have Passport America?
No,
But you only do it for 2 nights after that. Well, see, was it last year that we stayed over here?
Well,
we bounced around both of them.
We went from the Sturgis RV Park, which is right downtown, to Days Inn, because you have to do a 2-night minimum.
Okay.
And I think we stayed 3 nights in Sturgis because it ended up still being a better price.
Yeah.
If it was $20 a day for the 2 nights, $20 or $40 for full hookups. I think the next night was only like $30-something. So I said, let's just stay 3 nights there.
We're at Days Inn, because it's $650 for a month.
Oh, there you go.
Really nice.
But everything goes up here in the rally.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially the sales tax too. Yeah, I know. That's when he was saying, he says only the Pan Americas, you know how bikers wave to each other when they drive by? He said only the Pan Americans were doing that. The cruisers didn't do it. And I noticed that in Laconia, a lot of people didn't do it, but I think it's because of the roads.
Well, I think it's
more
also
important.
it's
Hold
also
on.
getting to be just like here in Sturgis. When you have so many bikes like that, you're pretty much have your hands all the time out, hanging out.
Yeah.
Giving your 2 thumbs down, 2 fingers down. But I mean, it is dangerous after a while. And when there's that many bikes, you don't really need to do that. And we got to where now I don't really do it as much
Sometimes
anymore.
I
either.
nod, or I'll do it, while he's driving. But
And so I'm kind of like that now. If I don't see the guy moving his arm, then I'm not going to put it down. Everybody knows it's a biker community. You don't really have to do that.
Hey, Randy, I think we were out your way today. Are you the one that's already out here that's from Bullhead City?
About Chip.
Yeah, I think so.
Is that your 5th wheel out
Yeah,
there?
there's a
5th wheel out there, and there was what's that thing Brian's got? What do they call that thing? The little cart that drives around. A mule.
Oh yeah.
We have a mule and a 5th wheel. Then we know what trailer yours is out there.
Usually the rally's understood with 100 miles. It's accepted to not to do it. Yeah, I was gonna say because it's just because like you said, you're just constantly going to be unwritten rule as bike weeks do not have to waive. Most important question of the rally: when does Wyatt's Lemonade open?
We're going to be talking to Wyatt. We might go by there tomorrow. He's got some kind of tattoo thing, and I don't really.
A giveaway or something. I'm not.
And I think I seen it on his Facebook page, but I really didn't pay that much attention to it. So I talked to his dad today, and we might get a hold of them tomorrow. Maybe we'll swing over there and see what Wyatt's up to, and find out what his official day is. It's opening.
I bet so.
Have you been out to Wyatt's Lemonade stand?
No, I haven't been out there.
Okay, that's Randy. Yeah, he just turned
12.
9. No, he just turned 9.
That's
Because he told me he was 8 when he was on my channel, and I said, well, when I talked to you last year, you were 8. And he's like, oh, well, his birthday was like in a week. He says, well, I'll be 9 in like May 2nd or something like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Randy says that's him. So
Yeah.
we know where you are. We know
Yeah.
which lot's yours.
Yeah, no. But first I didn't know because we seen the grass, and after we passed, we could see that it was kind of mowed around, and I'm like, oh, I'll bet you that's probably because there was nothing else there other than the houses, and I didn't think you built a big old fancy home over there already.
If you did, that was quick. Well, I guess it wouldn't. It'd have been a year. Just almost covering records. Wave, but I have to wave with both hands of my hand to set up for the next curve.
Because actually in Florida, it's against the law to take your hands off the handlebars unless you're doing hand signals. You can't. But it's an unwritten rule. It's a rule that's on the books, but nobody really enforces it.
Is there a law against riding flip flops and no helmet,
no shirt,
and no shirt?
Yeah,
because I see that all the time.
Down in Florida.
80 miles an hour. Down.
Sorry, Donald. 90. Wish you were coming too. Yeah, I know, a lot of that. So, okay, I guess our final count. Somebody asked earlier they wanted to do a count on who was coming and who wasn't. So I've got 28 coming that said they were coming, and only 7 that said they weren't coming to Sturgis this year. Those are the people that answered.
That's on our channel today.
Yeah.
So not bad. Out of 138 that's on there, didn't everybody voted on it? So we take the ones that didn't comment, probably aren't going.
Well,
did Neil come on tonight?
No, I haven't seen Neil. We sure will. And I wish you were coming too, Donald. But I mean, they might have, when he asked that, they might not have been on. You know, yeah. People come and go. So.
Yeah. So you never know.
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing. We're here early to get all our contacts that we need to meet, try to set stuff up, try to get you guys really good videos. We trying to do this year a little differently. You may see 5 videos come up in the same day, and they may be all short ones, may only be a 3 or 4 minute video. And there'll be another one. But what we want to do is we're going to break everything up. Like today, we went to full throttle and kind of looked around. That'll probably be a video. It'll probably be a 2 or 3 minute video, and that's it. There wasn't much going on over there. And not much they've done new. But we did go to the Buffalo Chip, but we mainly filmed the road, and he doesn't want that filmed out yet. And they're doing a bunch of work. They're putting all new VIP spots in. They're doing a bunch of new stuff this year. So on the 15th to the 14th. Did you ask
about that back spot by the stage?
No, I said somebody, nobody answered. You had asked Chris, and I didn't want him
to think.
Yeah, that I was going around her. And so on the 14th and the 15th, we're going to be out there for the Revzilla. And by then, everything's going to be all done. And then they'll take us around and show us all the things that they've done, the improvements and things like that. And pretty neat. Kind of sorry we're not staying there this year. They still think we are. And we'll just let them think they are. Because actually, where we're at Kathmandu, if the road's not too bad, I don't mind doing the cut-through road. Larry rode on it. You ride your bike? And so, I mean, I rode on it last year. The only time it's bad is when in the morning they want to water it down, and that stuff, it's like clay. And when it gets wet, it's like an ice skating rink out there. And so, I mean, I've had like.
Well, when we went to Mexico, it was the same way. Their roads are kind of whatever that is. And it had rained, and my cousin, when we left, she's like, "Be careful. When it rains, it's slick, even on it with a car." So it was a little slick. So same kind of road, just that clay, dirt, whatever it is.
Yeah, they call it something out here.
They put magnesium water on it, whatever that is, and that's
supposed to harden it up or something. I don't know.
But when they first do it, it's slick.
Yeah. So then they rock it, and it's like this loose chat. It doesn't get in, and it makes little mounds on the road. So if you hit that, it's kind of like hitting the sand, and it wants to slow you down or push your bike over or something. So like we met a guy last year, and the bad news was if you're coming here and you're coming from Rapid City and you're going to the Buffalo Chip, Google will send you down that road. So be warned that it's all rock all the way. It's 3, 4, 5, about 6 miles long.
There's a big sign coming in from Rapid that says next turn to Buffalo Chip.
Oh, does it?
Doesn't warn you it's a dirt road. And it gives you the exit and you can get off there. That's where I got off and took the dirt road. And honestly, I wouldn't want to be on my road glide on that road when I was wet because it's too heavy. On my dual sport, no problem, but on the road glide, it might be a little slick.
It is. Like I said, we met a guy last year that fell. He was limping and stuff, and we were like, wow, what happened? And he told the story that Google sent him down the road, and he's never rode on a rock road ever. And, some people have. I've rode on a lot of rocks. Me and Art, I think I said that before, we actually rode down a riverbed one time, and the road just ended, and the map still said it was a road. So I look at Art, and we both had street bikes. And I'm like, what do you want to do? And he's like, what do you want to do? I said, I don't know, let's try it and see. Here we go, through the rocks.
So we're at Sturgis Brewing Company, the new one that's out here right off the highway. So
right off the junction.
Right, Randy wanted to know where we were. Mexico is
we did in Mexico.
Calcium chloride stops the dust.
That's
what
they put on.
I thought they said it was magnesium.
I think the magnesium is in there too. I don't know. But
Because they kept saying mag water. I'm like, what is
so
mag water?
wait till you see the roads. If you're staying out at the Buffalo Chip, that's the number one complaint. Well, we don't even know where the bus is at. We drove by the bus station down here, and last year they had all the junkers down there. They're still servicing them. There's none anywhere there. I don't know where they moved them over to.
No.
I know they're giving a discount. I don't know if it's still going on. If you booked a ticket, if you bought, maybe it's before July 1st. That it's on a bunch of Facebook. I think we stuck it on ours a while back. That you could get a pass for the whole rally for like half price right now.
Hey, Tim.
Which if you're not staying in Kathmandu, staying in Kathmandu, they got their own private bus.
Oh, he said they used to put motor oil on the gravel to stop the dust.
That's a long time ago. That's when they
rocket chip.
Yeah, that's what we used to have at our
back in Illinois.
Yeah, they used to tar and chip it.
Worth the drive just to get the pretzel. This gigantic pretzel. You would need to bring a whole family with you to eat that thing.
I drink a lot of beer.
Yeah. Lanyard does not like Rock Roads, Joe.
$14 feeds a family with pretzel.
There you go.
Fill them up with dough.
Yep.
But yeah, it's so yeah, we got a lot of things to do. Weather's supposed to be pretty decent. They were talking rain on the, like I say, we were on the east coast of South Dakota for the last 2 nights. And there, like I said, yesterday was 104 degrees yesterday over there. Can't believe that distance from here.
In Mitchell, it was 104 yesterday.
And 50-mile-an-hour winds. It was insane. We went out to the the corn palace.
Yeah, what did you think of the corn palace?
Well, we keep calling it the cow palace.
Well, they made it sound like, people made it sound like the whole thing is built with it. It's not built with corn. It's just stuck to the outside. And it's not even on all of the outside. Because down at the bottom, it's bricks. It's kind of like New Hampshire. They did that to me in New Hampshire. Everybody kept saying, you got to go to New Hampshire. It's some of the best riding you'll ever do. It's even better than Sturgis. I said, no, it's not. It's very nice riding, but it's
very
not.
Scenic, very beautiful.
It's, everybody kept saying to go through that Kangamanga, whatever the heck it is.
Kangamangas.
And there's one 90-degree turn there. Other than that, you're just kind of riding along. It's the only thing I could say about New Hampshire was almost every road has a stream running next to it, which is really nice. And it's very green. You see a lot of animals and stuff. And it was nice riding, but there was no skill in anything. There wasn't. And then the few roads that did have some twisties on them, they were so rough that you'd be in the inside lane and you bounce across. And it's like, well, that ain't a lot of fun.
Hi, Mike.
And so.
What bands are you going to go see at the Chip this year? Hey, there's a new
Well, we're hoping if it goes right.
Did you get t-shirts for the student one? Okay.
We're thinking about going to see Quiet Riot and probably Leonard Skinner. Well, we were hoping for her to meet Snoop Doggy, but they said Snoop Doggy, when he was here last year,
a couple years ago,
walked out of his trailer to the stage and back. So Rod said he don't know. You have to see how he is when he gets here. So
we've got a connection now to Lampshire, so we're going to have to go out there and see if we
got the owner's phone number. And one of their relatives called them and told us.
Cow Palace. No, there's a Cow Palace in
San Francisco.
San Francisco too.
That's what we were thinking of.
We always call, and I kept calling it that too, the Cow Palace. That's a corn palace. They'll be there July 28th for 10 days. There you go, Tim. Let us know here. Email us. We'll switch numbers and we'll have to meet up with you. We'll do our best.
When we were there at the Corn Palace, they spend $120,000 a year to put that stupid corn glued to the wall. What a waste of good money.
There's a lot of famous people that played there, though, all up on the wall. I thought it was kind of neat.
It's a nice gym. Reminds me of a 1950s or 1960s gym inside.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, it's been around forever. It's like 1800s or something. The thing was there. So it is kind of historical, and it's kind of a neat place. I didn't even know it was there. And, we thought, normally we don't unhook. We usually do a night like that and we leave. But since we met with Clockworks and we also met with Dakota Digital. It's not Gauges, Dakota Digital. If you ever get a chance to go through there, everything's made in-house. Nothing's imported. They wouldn't let me film in the back. But they got these giant printers that are making the circuit boards and all that. It was just like, wow. But he said, sit your cameras down and then I'll take you in the back. And it was. And mostly it's women working there, doing most of the jobs. Putting stuff together and putting wires together. And well, he's even like that. He's one of the managers, the guy that we went with. And on his desk was a pile of wires. And I said, what are you doing with all them? And he said, well, it's tedious work. So he says when I'm in between phone calls and stuff, I put them together, you know, and then send them back out there. And
Craig Olson said the Corn Palace used to be in Sioux City.
did they move it on a truck? And it's just like the waterfalls. They had no ideas. A lot of people said
Not a lot to do in Mitchell.
I don't know. Was there anything else we did? No.
We ate at the Cattleman Steakhouse by
Yeah, it was
somebody's
all right.
recommendation.
Yeah, it was all right. It wasn't.
The place with the big cow in front.
No.
No, they
Well, one
said
place
that-
got tore down.
Oh, did it?
They said that one.
We asked at the Clockworks. We said somebody told us that there was a steakhouse we had to go to. They said, "What's the best steakhouse in town?" And these two guys looked at each other and they said, "I think they said Chef Lou's or Chef Louis or Lou's Chef or something." And we're like, "Okay, where's that at?" And they're like, "They tore it down 2 months ago." And we're like, "What?"
They said
told us
that was the best.
And they said, "Well, you could go to the Cattleman's Club." And I said, "Is it as good as the other place?" And they said, "Not even close." But the Cattleman's good, but not as good as the place they tore down.
That was
So-
the place with the giant steering column.
That must have been it.
That was it.
And but it's not there no more, I guess. They tore it down. So anyway,
Well, this was probably a little better price. It
hey
ended up
Gary,
being
how you
the
doing?
price of the Cattleman Club was more. It was very similar to like Outback, so it wasn't real expensive. Because a lot of times you go to these places that are really nice, like Chris.
Ruth.
Yeah, and you're
Ruth Chris.
paying, you know, $200 for a steak. They ain't no food worth $100 to me. It's just gonna come out the other
We
end.
went
and
on our
ain't
30th anniversary, but it was only because somebody gave us a gift card.
worth- What?
We went to Ruth Chris for our 30th anniversary.
It must not have been that good because I don't remember the food.
It was Mindy and James because our youngest daughter got married almost the same weekend we did, and so years later, of course. But but they anyway, we went to celebrate our anniversary because we had done a DJ job for our other grandsons, kindergarten party, whatever it was, preschool party, and to thank us, they gave us like $100 gift card to Ruth Chris. You remember now? And then we went and ate. And we took our other daughter and son-in-law, and we celebrated all of our anniversaries, ours and theirs. I think theirs was their 9th, and ours was our 30th. So yes, that's a big pretzel. You've been on 1 hour and 45 minutes, and you still had 133 people on.
Holy smokes! We're gonna start doing more weeknight videos, lives.
It's summer. You guys all should be outside having a good time, and you're sitting at home watching us.
Well, see, we're getting on later too now. See, I'm getting back into the good time zone. See, it was only 6 o'clock here when I came home. In Florida, I'm coming on at 8 or 9, and it's like
And we're
holy
already
smokes.
tired.
And people say that you guys look so like you're in such better. You're so you're
More
so,
energy.
Not so freaking late. I am tired. We've been getting up. Excuse me, been getting up every morning early.
6. He's making.
Because we're trying to get on the road early.
I told him, I said, we're gaining an hour tomorrow. I said, so what time are you going to get up still? And he said 6. I'm like, I just told you we're going to be gaining an
But we
hour.
needed it because we ended up having, took longer to get it all set up. And,
Had more trouble with the bike.
yeah. And so if you didn't know that, saddlebag, I got a CVO, Ultra Classic, and
It's got
power
automatic
locks. The only way you can lock the saddlebags with the power lock. One bag would not lock. Nothing. So I went to take it off, and the wire came out of the connection. It's a little bitty thing. I have no idea how to take that little bitty one apart. So I thought, what the heck? Let's go run by Speeds real quick and see the shop in Rapid City and see what they can do for me. And they're like, when I came in and talked to him first, and he's like,
I have no idea
what do you want me to do with the
talking
lock? I said, I don't want you to do nothing with the lock. I want you to fix the plug. So I went out and got it, brought it in. They looked at it and said, oh, okay, we can fix that. I said, well, I won't do it right now. I said, I'll come back tomorrow. Sometime pick it up tomorrow. He said, well, we close at noon. Get here before noon if you want your saddlebag back.
4th of July weekend. Everybody's
Yeah.
closing early.
So he said, it'll probably be done tonight if you want to come back by tonight. I said, well, no, it'll probably be tomorrow. So pick that up so that way we have a bike this weekend if we're going to ride around. And I haven't decided what we're going to do. Had to hide a golf cart because we're in a parking lot.
A few people asked where we were, and I just
I
kept
didn't
saying
really want to
Rapid
say yet
City.
because I don't know how long. We may be 2 weeks sitting in this parking lot.
Yeah.
And we're kind of behind a building. And they know it. We got electric and
Yeah.
water.
Yeah.
But so I don't know. We'll see how that all works out.
Yep.
And
So you done?
you done?
I guess so.
Are we done?
Are you guys done? They're saying they're getting tired. Mike says he's got a. Hi, Mike. Don't forget Sunday.
Yeah.
If you've been out here to Sturgis, then we're going to have a question and answer. So if you guys have some questions that you can help us answer, if we don't know them and you guys know them, you can just jump on and help answer questions.
How many times have you been to Sturgis? Actually, Sturgis and Road and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
How many years?
think this is 15 or 16.
Maybe you might come on our live. We're gonna do a live on Sunday, and people can sit in the chat and help answer questions for people that are new that want to ask about Sturgis. And so that's gonna be our Sunday video, and we're gonna come on live same time, 6 o'clock, and just anybody's got any kind of questions or because we got a lot of people.
Bye, Rod.
Okay.
So, okay, I guess we'll go ahead and wrap it up now.
Good night, Joe.
So, if you want to email us, if you've got any questions about a particular campground, or like somebody asked us, is there any campgrounds that are allowing campfires? So, we're going to do some checking around this week, and we'll see what we find out about fires at campgrounds. Most of them just don't want them. I don't think it's that dry here. Everything's really green. Are they allow campfires over where you're at?
No.
Nope. So, Dave.
The city said.
You just have to ask. You have to ask before you do it.
Because there's been some.
Yeah.
Oh.
If it's been raining, you can have them. If you haven't had rain in a few days, you can.
So they're over at the Days Inn staying, and I don't know if it's going to be the same during rally time, but they say the city, because they're in the city limits of Sturgis, you have to go up to the office and ask if you can have a fire that night, because they're basing it on the dryness of the community. If it's been really dry, they don't want a fire. If they had rain, which in that case, we really don't want to light any fires. If they don't want it to rain during the rally.
Yep.
So, but most of them will allow propane fires. But the ship said that you had to have a cover on it. So I don't know if that sounds more like a barbecue than a fire. So I don't know. But a lot of them just don't want the liability.
Yeah.
You know, some drunk fool falls in the fire. You know that's going to happen. That's going to happen. There's always drunk people doing something stupid.
So if you're still on, don't forget to give us a thumbs up.
Yeah.
And thanks for hanging out with us tonight. We really enjoyed it. Don't forget on Sunday, if you have any questions, email them to us, and we'll try to get most of them answered, as many as we can. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Share us with your family and friends. Think about Patreon. Give us a big thumbs up. Ring that bell for notifications, and we'll see you on the next video.
And for those that want to know more about Glencoe, we're going to have Tony back on too. Tony will be in the comments over here too,
Yeah.
and he'll be answering any questions about Glencoe.
Yeah.
So if you want to know about how that asphalt road worked back there last year, a lot of burnouts all night long. I think they said it was till like 5 a.m. they did burnouts out there.
Nicole and AS Pipes might be on. They stay there a lot too.
Yep. So we can get some, they can answer questions in there. And a lot of these, we're going to have a lot of people on too that'll be in the comments, and some of you may be same situation. You may know something about a certain campground that we've never, like Hog Heaven.
Oh, heaven.
We've never been able to talk to them. And we drove through it. We kind of seen the place. Other than that, that's about all we know.
There's a couple of you that stay there every year, so.
And so maybe somebody will have some questions about that or whatever. And so we'll see how that happens. So Sunday night, same time, same channel.
See you then.
Same Bob and
How long
Tim
will you
channel.
be up tonight?
How
I don't
long
know.
will we be up?
Larry and Lori's here, so we might be up for a while.
Why, somebody coming over?
Oh, no.
No, I said it's somebody.
Oh, no, they said, how long will you guys be up tonight? I don't know. Nicholas, are you around here? We'll probably be up here for a little while if anybody wants to come up. We'll see y'all later.
Bye.
Thanks for hanging out.
Click a little button in broadcast.
And broadcast. Larry's got to do his little thing.